Milwaukee. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
It is a great day to be alive on this Monday. I'm scared to say that because I know it's very frustrating to be a Green Bay Packers fan after yesterday. It's Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. And already on the Carbless Talking text line, I have not prompted anything. We didn't even start the show. But conversation's already flowing. If you have anything you'd like to share about the Green Bay Packers, Matt LaFleur, the disastrous loss as 13.5-point favorites yesterday against the Carolina Panthers, please get it off your chest and let us know how you feel. 800-990-3776. That is the Carbless Talking text line. Kyle Wallace, Packer backer.
Yes, Ben Brust.
How are you doing?
Unwell. Not great. Deflated having to watch this football team be led by somebody who may or may not deserve the job. That's what's so frustrating right now with me. Another day, another Packers loss in a disgusting fashion to a team that sucks.
Well, Brad Nortman, I don't know if you take any happiness in watching the former team that paid you that you went to Super Bowl with beat the Packers.
Not as much joy as you'd think, if any joy at all, honestly. It's cool to see J.J. Jansen out there on a game-winning field goal, my old buddy from the NFL. But
a J.J. Jansen drop-in.
Nice. How about that within the first 2 minutes of the show? But, I mean, wanting to see the Green Bay Packers do well, Super Bowl hopes, all that kind of stuff. Very conflicting game in the Nortman household. But, golly, it was hard to walk away with any level of satisfaction with how ugly that game was. I mean, we're going to get to it in this program. But, man, coaching and quarterback play, defense, discipline. There's so many issues. If you're a fan of the game of football, you walked away with an upset stomach. That wasn't the trick-or-treat candy. That was watching this game of football because it was an ugly game. And the Packers have a lot of people to blame for it.
Alex Strofe is running the show. We're also going to see your comments on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. Right now, I want Kyle Wallace to share with me the things that are bothering you most. You're sitting here at 2 o'clock, almost 24 hours later. What is still in your head right now?
I'm just trying to figure out what in the hell is our football coach doing? Where's the leader of this football team at? This is the first time that Matt LaFleur has been the coach that you and I would say anybody, can legitimately justify the questioning of his longevity of the football coach of this football team. Some of the decisions that he made were just awful. He's panicked out there. He completely is panicked. He doesn't know thyself, and everybody around him on this football team suffers. I have been upset when you used the Matty Mouse voice.
Matty Mouse!
I've been upset with that.
I have no backbone.
This is the first time that you can legitimately say the Matty Mouse voice, and I'm not going to say a damn word. Why? It's because what I saw out there Sunday was a football coach that makes stupid decisions, a football coach which play calling was off, a football coach who after the game has a lot of hindsight 2020 when he needs to be making those adjustments during the game because that's what he gets paid to do. We didn't see him execute that. We just saw a football team get out-coached and outplayed and out-executed by the
discipline, out everything
by the Panthers. And what makes me so upset is after the game, he says, yeah, we kind of knew they were going to do it to us. Well, then why didn't you have anything to counter the fact that they're going to try to take away deep stuff, Matt? Why aren't you telling your football guy, your quarterback and Jordan Love, say, hey, we got to be patient. We got to take our time. We can't chase stuff. Like he's saying all this stuff after the game when it needs to be coached up during the moment. And so it is frustrating to see a football team like the Green Bay Packers of their talent level not only lose to the Cleveland Browns, but then follow it up a couple weeks later and lose to the Carolina Panthers. It is a whole bunch of scuttle-buttle and bunched up with football teams. You cannot lose games to bad teams, and that's what the Green Bay Packers have done once again on Sunday. Extremely disappointing at home. They had no business losing that game, and it all falls on the shoulders of Matt LaFleur.
800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. And Kyle, you're not the only one who's saying it's okay. Greg is chiming in. Time to break out the Matty Mouse voice, Ben. It showed so much in the post-game presser that Kyle just referenced. Before the show even started, Jeff in the 920. This is all on Matt the Mouse. I have been a fan since 1970.
Cool.
So somebody who's seen a lot of ups and downs, this has to be the most disappointing loss I can remember. Coming out flat, uninspired, undisciplined, missed tackles, kicking, horrible time management, coaching. You name it. You go through it, and all of it's fair. I don't know why Wilde and Tausch did positives and negatives, because the only positives you were going to have is the game was over. You don't have to live through that anymore. I found it interesting that I took a lot of notes in the first half, and in the second half, there were still more notes to be had, but I was going into the second half being like, all right, like, I'm going to give the team the full 60 minutes. You know why? Because in the first half against the Steelers, it wasn't that great. I think there was some feeling of like they're down 16-7. If the Pittsburgh Steelers had like more of a capable offense than they showed against the Packers, they would have scored more touchdowns against the Packers in the first half. But the Packers played flawless in the second half. But when you're looking at the way they executed in the first half of that game, in a game where you're 13.5-point favorites, and forget favorites or not, it's just about showing. On Friday, I was like, it's time to show who you are. It's time to show that, like, you're taking the next step forward of taking care of the Carolina Panthers before you go to Monday Night Football against the Eagles and just start. Like, again, they could have been 6-1-1. 6-1-1. That was right. That was for them against the Panthers to take. So then I'm thinking about, okay, you turn it over. Right, Savion Williams turns it over. But then after you complete in your second drive, which was a really good catch and pass by Christian Watson and Jordan Love, you get an illegal formation, a sack, a false start, and it's just self-inflicted wound after self-inflicted wound. And then this is forgotten, and it shouldn't be. I want people to remember what happened at the end of that first half. 2 minutes and 20 seconds to go, and then you start doing the 2-minute drill with 30 seconds left. No urgency. You're playing the Panthers. Like, well, that was like the Cowboys game. At the end of the game, at the end of the first half, I know they're getting the ball back, but you're 5-1-1 and you're playing the Panthers. You're supposed to show that you can go down and score or get yourself in at least in the red zone early on so you can take a couple real cracks at it and then go for a field goal. But instead it was like, we're going to go sideline to sideline because we love going sideline to sideline. It's one of our favorite things to do when we need to actually move the ball down the field over the middle. We're going to go sideline to sideline. I think that's the strategy. And sort of just, take our time. Where's the urgency? Where's the leadership? Everything we saw from the last 4 or 5 games were, yes, they won games, but all the flaws that like you were like, oh, they can take care of that. They can fix that. Guess what? They didn't. They didn't fix it, and it got exposed when a team just wanted it more than them. Bryce Young sucked. And they still found a way to win that game. The whole thing was unacceptable.
Yeah, I mean, and you said it right there, Ben. You look at the previous several games, outside of the Pittsburgh game where everybody showed up. That's what this team does, though, in big occasions, like the week 1 against the Lions, even a couple games last year. They show up when it's kind of a big moment, but these games, they let the teams that are inferior to them be able to stay in the game with them. They play down to their opponent, and when they played the Browns, the Cowboys, the Bengals, and the Cardinals, there were flaws that you saw cracks. And you're like, okay, I mean, the Packers got the win, but you don't feel good about it. It wasn't a dominating win whatsoever. And not that they're lucky to get away with it, but you can't keep on doing this, right? But here, it's going to come to roost at some point, and it did yesterday. The Packers have no business losing to the Carolina Panthers, and even more so than that, I just wonder, there's times where I'm watching this game, and I'm thinking, what are the Packers trying to do? What is the plan here? Because it's a jumbled mess of play calling, of execution, penalties, not being in the right place at the right time. I mean, you'll do 3 lateral screens, and then Jordan Love will throw it 50 yards. Like, where is the balance?
Throw heat.
Yeah, where is the balanced offensive plan? Where is going to your strengths? We don't think it's a strength necessarily of this team for a long screen type play, a long developing play, and Jordan Love heaving it down the field 50 yards. If you do that once in the third quarter because you've set up everything inside, I'm good for it. But let's not just make it believe like Jordan Love throwing it down to Christian Watson or Matthew Golden often is a good plan because we saw it come back. So there's so many issues with this team. It doesn't, even like on the defensive side of the ball, right, where he kind of gave the reins to Jeff Hafley. I haven't felt that discouraged from stopping the run standpoint in a long time. The Carolina Panthers, they've had the most change in offensive linemen in the NFL. And they did whatever they want in the running game.
They told them they were going to run the football. They didn't trust Bryce Young. They brought in extra personnel, tight ends.
Yash Nyman was out there. Did y'all see Yash Nyman? I was like, wait a minute, he's still in the league?
I didn't even realize
Mowing
that.
People down.
Mowing the Packers down.
Yeah, man, it's just disappointing. But for me, defensively, it is what it is. The Packers couldn't stop the run, but they only allowed 16 points, okay? It was 16 points, and that should be enough for you to be able to win that football game. That offense that you were describing, Brad, is completely disjointed. It lacks any type of consistency. The game plan has been failed to execute far too often. The Green Bay Packers have not put together a complete football game in weeks. And so this is the problem that Matt LaFleur has, is that he doesn't know how to solve these teams' issues. He's had year after year after year to grow and develop with these guys. But for some reason, it seems like they're stagnant. For some reason, they just can't get over the hump. For me, when I continue to see what is happening with this team and the poor decisions, like Brandon McManus, listen, is he hurt or is he okay? Because you said he's battling issues. Well, I don't need him battling the issues on Sunday, okay? I don't need that. I need a guy who's going to be ready to kick the game ball through the goalpost. The Green Bay Packers special teams have failed the Packers this year in 2 losses, and Matt LaFleur has also failed this football team. I don't believe at this point from what I saw. Now, Matt, you got a lot of games left. But if they cannot get better because they have not progressed, they have just stayed in that same realm of area, they haven't taken off yet, Matt LaFleur may not be the guy. It hurts to say that because Matt seems he's a good coach, but he may not be the guy to get them over the hump because they have been stagnant for the last 3 seasons when they really need to be elevating. I mean, honestly, in 2023, the last couple games of the season was probably the best football they played.
Derek in Lake Geneva, 800-990-3776. You're with Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on the Carbless Talk and Text line.
Gentlemen, good afternoon. First off, told Strophe he can pull his finger off the dump button. I'm not going to go rogue. You guys remember when I called in last week? Kyle,
I forget.
I called the coach a sissy, and you were taken aback. Welcome to my reality, brother. You guys are all on board today. To use one of Homer's phrases, you want to join my club? Everybody now has a rationalization, a realization that our coach is not the one to take us to the Super Bowl. He might get us to a playoff game, but he's not taking us across the goal line. Unfortunately, the guy has deer in the headlights. Even Aaron Rodgers said he has gotten nervous at times. Read the body language of his interviews after the game. They're very similar to our quarterback's interviews. He's mirror imaging our coach. He is scared you-know-what-less of what's going on, and he doesn't know what to do. The bottom line is, you're right, Kyle. This is not the cat to take us to the big game. He might get us into the playoffs, but he's not going to take us to the promised land.
Thank you, Derek in Lake Geneva. 800-990-3776. Simply put, I wrote down, will Matt LaFleur be the head coach in 2026? I love that on the poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Will Matt LaFleur be the head coach in 2026? I mean, if you want to take, do you want Matt LaFleur maybe to be the head coach in 2026? Because I want to know, because that might be, will he? Might be out of our control, but I love to get the actual point, the pulse of KBN Nation, of everyone across ESPN Wisconsin. Do you want Matt LaFleur to be the head coach in 2026? 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talk and Text line. What are you pondering over there?
I'm just thinking back to Mike McCarthy, and then I'm thinking back to 2021 with Matt LaFleur and trying to think, has he grown as a decision maker? Like, that's what you're supposed to do. We've been doing this. You've been doing the radio show much longer than us.
Bro, in 2020, I was telling myself, you know what? I'm going to give him a pass. I don't want to give him a pass, but making the one-score game a one-score game that late in the game in an NFC Championship game, I was like, all right, here's the thing. He's won 13 games first year, second year, NFC Championship game, made a bad decision. But he can grow and learn from this. There has been no growing and learning from clock management and game situations where I feel confident in Matty house, running the show with this team.
Yeah, 4th and 8 showed me that he has no idea what in the hell he wants to be. Like, there is no excuse that he should be going for it on 4th and 8. You can find some local youth coaches, Pee-wee football coaches at NCSL here in Milwaukee that know damn well to trot out the field. I'd rather kick a field goal at that point, but 4th and 8, that is egregious, especially after a timeout. That is somebody that has no idea what he wants to do. Talking about, obviously he wanted to go for it before, but then they lost yards. Take a deep breath, kick the damn field goal, and live to fight another day. Talking about, well, hindsight would have taken the points. Brother, I promise you, 90% of the people in that stance, you would have asked them if they, you know how they do the game show? No, kick it!
Or back in the day, Who Wants to Be a Millionaire? Let's pull the audience.
The audience would say take the points.
Weren't you just complaining about Brandon McManus and his inconsistencies?
31
yards?
Field goal. If he can't make a 31-yard field goal, he should be cut.
It seems like LaFleur is just guessing, just straight up guessing, like almost like, okay, it's
it goes
down.
back to this entire conversation. He doesn't have a true plan. You were watching the game, not knowing what the plan was, and it came to fruition in that moment.
Yeah, and it's like, oh my gosh, it seems like coaches go for it on 4th down in the NFL now. I'll just go for it.
He got happy. You know what makes me so mad is a couple weeks ago, Matt LaFleur calls a timeout and he says he was gonna punt it. But then his quarterback looked him in the eye. He said, okay, well, now I'm going to go for it. And now, all of a sudden,
I tried telling you that was a bad thing.
He don't know what he does not know what he wants to do. He doesn't. He literally is just like, I think I don't need you to be emotional. I need you to be strategic. I need you to have a game plan. I need you to understand what is down, what is distance, time left on the clock, what I need to do in this scenario. How do I manage this game plan? And Matt LaFleur continues to fall short, which has resulted for our football team to fall short, which has resulted for them to play panicked as well, because that's what I saw in my quarterback yesterday, a panic guy. He probably got the play call on 4th and 8. Said, man, we going for it? All right, I guess so.
Do you want Matt LaFleur to be the Packers head coach in 2026? That's on the poll on Twitter at KBN ESPN. Anything you want to get off your chest for the putrid loss to the Carolina Panthers? Carbless Talking text line on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison's there for you. We'll get to your calls, your texts, all your thoughts, and unfortunately have to continue to discuss that debacle next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
I can't believe she delegated the weeds.
I can't believe Brad just called my woman a cat.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hey, think you're the ultimate trivia champ?
Well, prove it against us, your favorite WTMJ host.
It's free to play. All we ask is bring a new unwrapped toy to benefit Capco's Kids to Kids Toy Drive.
Or you can donate at WTMJ.com. Just text TOY to the WTMJ talk and text line.
855-616-1620.
Grab your friends. Test your smarts. All while helping a great cause.
It's the WTMJ Trivia Challenge, coming to a place near you.
Check out the schedule of where we will be at WTMJ.com.
Every great team starts with a strong defense, and the same's true in business. That's why companies trust Trend Micro for cybersecurity. From ransomware to phishing to the most advanced cyber threats, they help protect your network, your data, and your people. With over 35 years of expertise, Trend Micro has built a defensive playbook trusted by enterprises worldwide. Your business works too hard to get blindsided. Go to trendmicro.com and see how enterprise security is done right. That's trendmicro.com.
Crisp air, cozy sweaters, and a home that's actually ready for fall. Exterior Pros and Baths is giving $3,000 off roofing, siding, windows, or bath remodels this month. Don't let your home be the only thing falling apart this season. Visit extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. That's extpros.com or call 262-800-4274. Exterior Pros and Baths, because your house deserves a little sweater weather too.
It's time for tip-off as the Milwaukee Panthers basketball teams begin their seasons on Monday night. The action starts with the women's team taking on Loyola at 6 in the Kalachi Center on campus. The men's team hits the Panther Arena court at 7 as they battle Hampton. You've got plenty of MKE basketball action to take in on Monday, November 3rd. Join us at 6 for the women's game or 7 for the men's game. For details and to score your tickets, visit MKEPanthers.com. Milwaukee Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's
Kyle Wallace right now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and 36 months of 0% financing plus a bonus $500 off. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Crispy chicken just keeps getting better at Cousin Subs. Try our crispy chicken basket, complete with 3 white meat tenders and a regular fry. A meal made easy. And for the little ones, our kids meal comes with 2 crispy tenders, applesauce, a juice box, and cookie. Just the right size for growing appetites. Made with quality chicken and ready to enjoy in-store, online, or on the app. But hurry, these crispy favorites are only around for a limited time. Cousin Subs, we believe in better.
Are you looking for reliable transportation this holiday season? I got you covered. Hey, it's Jen Latta from ESPN Milwaukee. With holiday parties, family gatherings, and year-end events on the horizon, I trust Accutrans Group to handle all my private transportation needs. Whether it's a corporate function or a festive celebration, Accutrans gets me there safely and on time. As a veteran-owned business, they pride themselves on top-notch service that you can count on. Booking is easy, stress-free, and reliable. Just visit AccuTransGroup.com to reserve your holiday ride today. That's AccuTransGroup.com.
It's ESPN Wisconsin's Game Night, so for Events by Design. Events like appreciation parties and retreats can go a long way towards boosting morale and retaining top talent. Events by Design is your go-to creative partner for employee events that truly make an impact. They help leaders retain top talent by making their people feel seen, valued, and celebrated. The creative team at Events by Design does all the planning and production, making sure things not only look great, but also work. Make a smart investment in your culture today. Search online, Events by Design. They design, you party.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hold is down. The kick is up. Into the wind. It is good! Ryan Fitzgerald delivers. And the Panthers, a 2-touchdown underdog, come into Lambeau and pull off the
This
upset.
ain't ESPN Charlotte.
I was waiting for Kyle's reaction.
What are we doing?
He's letting you know what happened.
I know what happened.
Doesn't that evoke some emotion out of you?
I don't want to be back in the place I was yesterday at 3:00. I literally got up and I walked out. Are you okay? I'm good. I'm good.
Well, hang on. We'll get to that in a second because somebody on the Carbless Talking text line, I'm trying to do my best to keep up. I appreciate all the feedback. Phone lines are open as well, 800-990-3776. Jeffrey chimes in. I was yelling at my TV so much during the game that my daughter still yelling at me for yelling at the TV. Thanks, Matt LaFleur, you bozo. Didn't that bring a little certain memory to you because you were out in public? What are you doing being out in public?
You're just asking for issues, Kyle. You know that's going to happen.
Let me be...
especially with your emotional state.
Let me be politically correct so I don't hurt anybody's feelings. I got an opportunity to go to a birthday party of somebody I've known since I was in the first grade for a Packer party where nobody was there, gave a damn about the Green Bay Packers.
Wait, did they have a child or something?
No, it was their birthday party. Hey.
How old?
Hey.
Sunday afternoon?
Hey.
I'm just saying, like...
It was a great time.
No, I'm not saying it wasn't.
I am curious.
I'm not even coming at, like, I'm just confused. Like, was this a milestone?
No, just celebrating.
Okay.
In their 30s?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
all right. Shouts to them.
Okay.
We getting old. 36. Yeah, that's a whole nother story. It's just, at a certain point, our generation got to grow the hell up, though.
Just like Matt LaFleur's Packers.
Yeah. There is an alignment there, similarities between the millennials and Matt LaFleur. But it was rough being in public watching the game because I had to contain myself. And then, so, when they lost, I just got up and put the chair back and walked away. And like, are you okay? That's the last thing you want to be asked.
Was anybody else as into the game as you?
One person.
Could you commiserate with that
30.
person? Wow. So you guys were the odd ones out. They're probably like, what is wrong with these two?
Packer party. It was just people lounging around talking, being loud, all in the way. Never again.
Did you swear at the TV in front of the kids?
I did cuss out loud one time. I did.
Did you apologize to them?
No.
Okay.
No, I did not. There was some kids there. There sure were.
800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talking text line. Matt LaFleur's frustrations happen every game. Sometimes it's play calling, being uninspired. Sometimes it's time management. The Packers consistently get out of the huddle late. This is the LaFleur day. It is the day of Matt LaFleur. And what do you want? in this future for the Green Bay Packers, because it's been a long time that he's been the head coach. But right now on Twitter at KBN ESPN, do you want LaFleur to be the head coach in 2026? 53% of the people say yes. And look, I get it. I understand his success as a head coach in the regular season. Are you it's been since, let's be honest with ourselves, it's been since 2010 since they've been to a Super Bowl. And this is Titletown. This is Green Bay. This is a spot in which the impatience is getting there. And it should be getting there because they've been really good for a long time, but not good enough. And this type of loss is a reflection of who your head coach is at this point in his career and with what he has in front of him. Now, there is another conversation you can have, because I do see someone saying, well, this is on Goody.
Hell no.
I think that Goody has done a good job, a good enough job that Matt LaFleur has enough to not let what happened on Sunday happen.
Yeah, it's one thing to maybe not win a Super Bowl with this roster, but you can't lose to the lowly Panthers. You can't lose to the Browns. You can't consistently play down to your opponent, and you can't consistently show no level of progress. Now, with that all being said, I'm in the yes category of wanting Matt LaFleur back in 2026. But here's the big but. It's got to come with some significant changes in his staff. Rich Bisaccia.
When does that ever work?
Well, I think
Eagles at work.
LaFleur has done enough in his tenure.
They had been to a Super Bowl before that.
And they switched out staff.
So LaFleur has done enough.
Is he going to give up play calling?
Enough. I think you have a play calling. I think you change your defensive or offense or special teams coordinator. Now he gets a couple of checks in the positive categories for hiring Jeff Hafley. Like that was a fork in the road moment of what are you going to do after Joe Barry? And that defense was fixed. So it was a good hire for Matt LaFleur. And he's done enough to where he's had regular season success, a little bit of pushing into the playoffs, not necessarily enough success in the playoffs, but he also has a young team these last several years rejuvenating Aaron Rodgers' career. Now that was also because Aaron Rodgers was significantly motivated because obviously drafting Jordan Love. I don't think I'm ready to bail on him yet because I also know who they're going to hire. Are you willing to risk a new coach, a new system when Jordan Love's 28 years old? I think one more year, but that one more year comes with major expectations.
Let's go to the Carbless Talking text line. Stephen Rippin, you are up on the Carbless Talking text line with KBN.
Yeah, I definitely agree with I wouldn't give him one more year, honestly. I mean, you got to think we haven't been to a Super Bowl, 15 years, or it's going to be 15 years basically. We don't have a coach with that killer instinct. I mean, it's been how many years, and every time I'm watching, it's like, oh boy, when are we going to give it up? When are we going to choke? That's the big problem. We don't have a coach that finishes the game out. He doesn't,
I feel your frustration, Stephen, because, again, this was a microcosm of what you felt from the last 4 games leading up to the Panthers game. I didn't think it was going to happen. I talked with Josh DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, as we did our picks for the weekly wager. We're like, we're going to take the 13.5 points from the Panthers because of what the Packers have showed. They're going to win the game. But that's a lot of points for me to give, Matt LaFleur to have him win by 2 touchdowns based off what we've seen. So it's a continuation of what we've been seeing. And unfortunately, it just came all together against a good-ish Panthers team.
They're
good-ish.
Okay. At home, you should beat this team significantly. They were a 2-touchdown favorite for a reason. But I think about what Jason Wilde told us. I don't know if it was Matt LaFleur or someone on Matt LaFleur's staff said, something that Jason Wilde fell in love with. And I love this statement too. When they tell guys, don't make the same mistakes twice, or don't make me coach you on the same thing over and over. Basically saying it's okay to make a mistake initially, but you change, you deviate your route, you make the improvement so you don't have to make the same mistake over and over. What's frustrating is even though this coaching staff is preaching it, they're not putting it into practice themselves because we see the same game management, we see the same discipline.
I was thinking the same thing watching the game, Brad. The Jason Wilde, don't make the same mistake.
How many times do we have to think about that?
It's like, again? Again?
And it's not just been like last year. It's been years. Back to 2020 with the decision of go for it or field goal or whatever. It's just there's so many moments where you're just like, what are we doing? And it's year after year.
Kent in Madison, you're on the Carbless Talk and Text line 800-990-3776 with Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me. I just have a question for you. In order, what do you think is the most disgusting thing from yesterday? Option 1, the uniforms. Option 2, the loss. Option 3, our first-round dynamic can take the top off a defense receiver, who obviously can't take the top off a jar of peanut butter, having 9 yards. Just wondering what you guys' thoughts are, and if you can rank them for me.
Throw Kraft in there, too.
Loss, easily number 1. Number 2, uniforms, Golden 3, because Golden would go in the Matt LaFleur bucket of his leadership, his ability to get the best out of his players. When you see a game like Golden had, where he had the 80-plus yards, it's there. It's his inability to not go. You said it, Brad. It was either a long developing sideline-to-sideline play or the 30-yard shot. There's other ways to utilize playmakers, and that is why I have this report card here, and I want to know from a Matt LaFleur standpoint which ones you're confident in, because he's the head coach, and when I think of a head coach in the NFL, I think of if this pertains to Matt LaFleur because he is calling the plays, play calling, leadership and culture, game situation, time management, or execution and discipline. Those are 4 different things that when I say them out loud, play calling, woof, overrated. Leadership and culture would mean you take care of business against the Carolina Panthers at home. Game situation, clock management. We've been through this a lot this year. And execution and discipline. The untimely penalties. In this text right here on the Carbless Talk and Text line, why does everyone blame the coach? It's the players who didn't execute. O-line looked rough and corners still suck.
4th and 8. You tell me what you think on 4th and 8. What type of execution on 4th and 8 you're supposed to have from your football team? I really want to hear from you on how you feel about 4th and 8. Any blame you can put on the players, even though discipline is on the players to not have penalties. But at the end of the day, 4th and 8 is all I need to know. That's all I need to know. To know that this football coach he doesn't know what the hell to do consistently.
Yeah, and just to your point, when it comes to, play calling, that's a rough one. But when it comes to a player's perspective of discipline and execution, yeah, players need to go out there and do their job. But you're going to get what you emphasize. And if you're not emphasizing that, if you're not drilling that in, if you're not making it a priority, if you're not pulling a guy out of a game and saying this will get you benched and making an example out of him in a team meeting room, you're going to get bad games. You're going to get bad execution and discipline. So it is on the coaches. It's no surprise on why teams like the Belichick-led Patriots or other teams throughout the NFL, they are consistently low penalized. They're disciplined. They're in the right place at the right time because it's emphasized, and that comes from the top down.
800-990-3776 is the Carbless Talk and Text line. We'll take your calls there. I will cipher through these texts and get to your opinions, responses. And I just want to know, of the report card for Matt LaFleur as a head coach, which one are you most confident in with him? Play calling, leadership, time management, execution? Let us know on the Carbless Talk and Text line or on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee, ESPN Madison. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I don't value that.
You don't value much.
You don't.
That's not true.
No, that's true.
That's true. You guys are coming at me a little too much.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This fall, make 3rd Street Market Hall your one-stop, must-stop destination to eat, drink, and play. 3rd Street Market Hall has over 15 locally owned food vendors, a self-service beer wall featuring 30 Wisconsin breweries, over 50 HD TVs, and happy hour specials all week. The perfect place to work remotely or catch a game between meetings or over lunch. 3rd Street Market Hall is your home away from home or office. Visit 3rdstreetmarkethall.com for menus, events, and more information.
This is Kevin Moret from Mentality. Every day is a silent competition, and with testosterone dropping 1% annually, you're fighting an uphill battle. Your colleagues notice when you lose your edge, your partner senses when your confidence wavers, and without addressing low T, you're set up to fail. No willpower can overcome this hormonal deficit. Mentality's FDA-approved treatments have shown a 30% increase in testosterone levels. Don't let low T define you. Reclaim your power at mentalityhealth.com/radio. That's mentalityhealth.com/radio.
You want in on the autumn action at Potawatomi Casino Hotel Milwaukee? Of course you do. With $300,000 in prizes, who wouldn't? November 1st through the 20th, play with your rewards card for entries. Thursdays, pick your win from a prize board. At the end of the night, all leftover prizes go to one winner in a jackpot drawing. Autumn action. It's going down at Potawatomi. More info online. Must be 21 and a rewards member to play.
Hey, think you're the ultimate trivia champ?
Well, prove it against us, your favorite WTMJ host.
It's free to play. All we ask is bring a new unwrapped toy to benefit Capco's Kids to Kids toy drive.
Or you can donate at WTMJ.com. Just text TOY to the WTMJ talk and text line.
855-616-1620.
Grab your friends. Test your smarts, all while helping a great cause.
It's the WTMJ Trivia Challenge, coming to a place near you.
Check out the schedule of where we will be at WTMJ.com.
With Wilde and Tausch, you won't miss a play.
This team has not improved and has not gained the consistency that you're looking for, but you still have more than half of the season left.
Presented by Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin.
The Tucker Kraft injury has paused my thoughts on how great this team could be, because anytime you take one of your great players off for the season, your production's going to go down.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on 94.5 ESPN, ESPN Milwaukee's YouTube channel, and the ESPN Wisconsin app. UW Credit Union presents the Student Athlete of the Week, supporting local student athletes as they grow on the field, in the classroom, and in the community. UW Credit Union is here for every you. Learn more at uwcu.org.
With your UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, I'm Will Summers. This week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week honors go to Homestead Junior quarterback Lee Zortman, who led the Highlanders to a thrilling 27-20 win over West Bend West to clinch the North Shore Conference title. Zortman rushed 13 times for 139 yards and 2 touchdowns, including a 54-yard sprint to the end zone early in the first quarter, but his biggest moment came late, engineering a 10-play, 54-yard drive and finishing it himself with a 1-yard game-winning score with just a minute and 38 seconds remaining. With the win, Homestead maintained a perfect 9-0 overall record and a 7-0 conference record. Congratulations to this week's UW Credit Union Student Athlete of the Week, Homestead High School's Lee Zortman.
Oh no, there's only seltzer left, and it's passionberry almond fruit? Who comes up with these? Kick the aluminum can to the curb and mix up a cocktail you actually want with Tito's. It tastes great, it's gluten-free, and it's available in a variety of sizes for your convenience. The flavor abilities are endless. Tito's Handmade Vodka, the official spirit of whatever you want to drink. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Hindsight's 2020. I wish we would have taken the points. Didn't do that there. Bad decision.
Hindsight's 2020. Matt LaFleur post game about not taking the points on 4th and 8. As I've probably seen 4th and 8 pop up 20 times so far on the Carbless talk and text line 800-990-3776. Do you think Matt LaFleur should be the head coach in 2026? What is he good at when it comes to being a head coach? Play calling, leadership, game situation, execution, discipline. Somebody go to war for him if you want him back, because these are things that you need out of a head coach to win a Super Bowl, which is the ultimate goal for this franchise. Ed Policy didn't come here to collect a check like Mark Murphy.
No, he ain't come here to play around. He's trying to win a championship. That's exactly what his goal is. And so Matt LaFleur needs to understand, just like Goody did hey, Goody must have got the green light to go get Micah. He made that move, and now it's time for us to win more football games and not have these type of mistakes. I understand this team's 5-2-1. They're still a good football team. They're still in a playoff mix, but are they good enough to win the championship right now? That's to be seen, and a lot of that falls on the shoulders of Matt LaFleur.
Jason in Minnesota, 800-990-3776. You're up with KBN on the Carbless Talk and Text line.
I can't root against the green and gold, but my God, please, the sooner the wheels come off this wagon, the sooner we get Matt LaFleur out of here, and the sooner we start to rebuild with the talent. There's way too much talent on this team. Okay, since Rodgers last year, this blew me away. Somebody said this on a different show. Their record is 33-25-1. That's bananas. That is not impressive by any standard. I don't trust Matt LaFleur at all. Since the NFC Championship game against the Bucs, there are so many things that are bad about Matt LaFleur. I can't watch the rest of the season. Like, I'm infuriated by him now. It's inexcusable what's happening, and I just hope that policy has the he can see it, puts his nuts on the table, and says, you know what, that's not our guy. We ain't going there with him, and we're going to make a change quick. I know that's not going to happen in season. Do you guys?
Hello? Strofe, are you able to not hear?
Hey,
what's going on back there?
It doesn't matter. You know what? Because everything he said was true. That's exactly what it is. I mean, I'm right there with him. There needs to be a conversation this season about what this football team is going to be next year. And for me, I don't know about you, Brad, but when I look at this season, this is legitimately the first time that I think Matt LaFleur is coaching for his job. When I say coaching for his job, is that making the playoffs just isn't good enough. That's status quo around here, man. If we're just coaching for the playoffs, then cool. I promise you, there are many other guys who are assistant coaches and head coaches in the NFL that can get this football team to the playoffs. This team needs to take a step in the right direction, and right now they are not doing that. So I do believe that Matt LaFleur is coaching for his job based off how successful the regular season is, but also how far they go in the playoffs. Because if you just make the playoffs as a 7 seed again or a 6 seed again, you're not winning the NFC North. That is out there to be taken. Newsflash, the Lions ain't as good as they were last year, okay? They're beatable. They just lost to the Minnesota Vikings. They lost to you as well. The only win they have in the division is against the lowly Chicago Bears, who somehow have 5 wins. So this season is about the Green Bay Packers taking the next step. You got to win the NFC North, and you got to make sure that you win 1 or 2 playoff games this year, or his ass got to go.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not ready to yank him necessarily yet because there's still a lot of season to go. And if he makes a bit of a playoff run, then maybe I'd be willing to say, okay, back for another year and feel fairly confident about it. The thing that's dumbfounding about Matt LaFleur is, Ben, I think you summarized it perfectly. Play calling, leader and culture, game situation, clock management, execution, and discipline. Well, we've seen him, I guess, clock management and situation, that's probably always been like a D. Probably never been very good.
It's never been one you've been the most confident in.
Yeah, but there has been moments of play calling where you're like, this guy's
magnificent.
Magnificent. I mean, there's whether it with Aaron Rodgers, sometimes when Jordan Love is cooking, and obviously what he did with Malik Willis, there are times.
I forgot about Leak.
There are times when he is an A. Leadership and culture, I mean, I wouldn't call him an alpha male, but I wouldn't call it a toxic culture. It's probably like a B or a C. And discipline, I guess I'd call that a C. So it's not great, I would say that, but there are moments for him, and there's more. Even just last week when Jordan Love went on his, basically taking the championship belt away from Aaron Rodgers, it looked like everything was clicking. To me, I would want Matt LaFleur to look at himself and say, why are the inconsistencies there? Root it out. I'm looking at special teams. I'm looking at game situation. He has a guy on his staff that's in charge of game situations.
Who?
If you don't...
Who?
I looked it up.
Okay.
Some guy named...
So his assistant coach ain't
Connor
here.
Lewis. Not to put him out there, but that's
What do you mean not to put out there? Put his ass out there.
Pass game specialist.
Connor should say it's 4th and 8.
Game
it's
management.
4th and 8.
You got to get
What are we doing?
What are they scared of? Like, Rich Massachi, ain't it your job to say, hey, I think my guy can make this, Matt? I think this might be
it's
one.
It's not about making. What are you doing?
No, hey, I think this would be time to kick. I think this. I think we're good.
Let's go to Marcus in West Bend. A lot of LaFleur blame. I don't think he wants to do that. You're on the Carbless Talking text line.
Hey, I think we need to pump the brakes. I think we need to stop always blaming LaFleur after every loss. Every time we win, it's always Jordan Love's the best, and every time we lose, it's LaFleur's bad. Jordan Love played terrible. He's throwing bad interceptions. He's throwing bad throws across his body.
He's not changing plays at the line. He's been in the league for a long time in this system. Nobody was saying Matt LaFleur was bad when we had Aaron Rodgers. So obviously he can coach. He can draw up plays. He's got a lot out of these, let's say, mediocre wide receivers that really wouldn't be starting on other teams. I feel like the GM, he caved to the fans and draft Golden, who isn't good. I think it's a lot more than
because every wide receiver that the Packers have drafted have been electric in their rookie year.
Yeah.
And if anything, it's malpractice by LaFleur to not get more out of Matthew Golden. It's literally
it feels like, it may not be true, but it feels like Savion Williams get more opportunity to get touches out the backfield or out on a quick pass than I see Matthew Golden get.
Yeah, I mean, Matthew Golden's got elite capabilities. Rob Domofsky came out and said it's the best camp he's ever seen out of a wide receiver.
Let's go to Josh in Kenosha. You're on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776 with Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, guys. Yeah, the person who just called in basically is going to echo what I'm saying. Kyle, how can you say Jordan Love is elite when the birthday boy played like he was naughty and had a dunce cap on all game?
You did say he was elite.
You guys say that 4th and 8 play, like that 4th and 8 play, get a first down. You scrambled that.
Okay, all right, too far.
Josh, can I ask you who you think was open on that play? I mean, it was a bad pass, but who do you think he was going to throw the ball to? He pointed him, and Romeo Doubs just stood there and said, "Oh, who he pointing at?"
He was staying out of bounds.
It was remarkable.
That play was
the
basically
throw that he got picked off earlier was worse.
It was bad.
That one wasn't great, but he's also trying to make something happen out of a situation he never should have been in. Going to the right, rolling to the left, scramble, fire drill. Nobody was open.
Well, and here's the thing, too. You saw it on the final drive of the game. Matt LaFleur does have plays in his book that can get you 10 yards, right? Matt LaFleur, I think he has that sheet in front of him, right? It's like, this is red zone, this is 2 minute, this is goal line, this is 4th and 1. There are plays where it's like, gotta have it 10 yards. Where's the roster of those plays? I mean, do they
have a 4th and 8 play?
Gotta have a 4th and 8 play in there somewhere, because either they've not worked on it, because it looked like it was 5-year-olds playing out there just scrambling around, everyone kind of going to one area of the field because it was so poorly executed.
Right, you watch a lot of football. You watch NFL football. Have you ever seen a team with 11 minutes left in the fourth quarter?
Oh, no, Kyle's rubbing his eyes, left the glasses up.
Down by, I think the Packers were down by, at that point, they were down by like a score, 6 points, something like that. 7 points at that time. Have you ever seen them on third down go from 3rd and 3 or 3rd and 4 to 4th and 8 and say, yeah, we're going to go for it?
Yeah, it was a pretty, I've never seen that before in my life.
That's egregious. You had Cam.
Time and score. You can add the 11 minutes to go.
That's what I'm saying. 11 minutes to go. 3rd and 4, you lose for it. How do you go backwards for it? Usually people get a false start penalty or something like that when they're about to go for it on 4th down because somebody moves and what do? They run the kicking team on. Oh, not Matt LaFleur. He wants to call time out to get settled in and run a play that wasn't going to work.
Yeah, to go have like 3rd and medium and go backward to 4th and long, that's malpractice. And the other thing is, too, I can understand if the defense was not stopping anybody all day. If there was like, you know what?
A shootout.
We got to score here because they're going to get the ball and score, too. Yeah. It's a foregone conclusion. That wasn't the case at all. Defense did okay. I wasn't concerned about, Bryce Young.
We'll continue to take your calls, get your thoughts. Appleman the Orchard chimes in as he's pruning apples. I'm so sick of everyone saying pump the brakes. It's been 7 years. Now, I'm seeing some of this on YouTube as well where, look, his track record of success is there in the regular season, and he's made the playoffs the last 2 years in a row as a 7 seed. But this is why I think the frustration is mounting is because you're able to have a great turnaround in Love's first year starting. You got a 7 seed. He was hurt last year, and the team was finding its way. But this was like you make the acquisition. It's the second year of Jacobs and McKinney. You drafted a wide receiver. Like you did some things, and the hope of Jordan Love is he's going to grow. But the person holding Love back the most, we all know, is LaFleur. We know that. Like, you have to know that. Yeah. You have to look around and ask yourself, how could somebody show so much capabilities and then you limit him to as many behind the line of scrimmage passes as possible? Or, hey, we're going yard here. As you guys said, Brad wants to play 500.
Yeah.
It's basically what we're doing sometimes here. We'll take your calls, 800-990-3776, Carbless Talk and Text Line, YouTube comments and everything. But Kyle, you're going to tell us how to protect your lives because, it's important.
Well, American Family Insurance can't protect you from cardiac arrest with the Green Bay Packers, but what they can do, they can protect you with homeowners insurance or car insurance or auto insurance when you're driving your car or in your home. With the weather changing, you never know what's going to happen with wind. You don't know what's going to happen with hail, but it's good to know that you have protection from American Family Insurance. Life is always better with a home policy from American Family Insurance because when you feel protected, you are free to enjoy your dreams. So whether or not you're buying that new car, getting that new car, or buying the new home, guess what? You can contact American Family Insurance to ensure that you're protected. Whether you're getting a home policy, auto policy, life policy, and when you bundle it all, you get a discount. They have everything that you need. So visit amfam.com today for you to find an agent near you or get an instant quote online. That is amfam.com today. And always remember, insure carefully and dream fearlessly with American Family Insurance. Visit amfam.com today to get a quote instantly online or find an agent near you.
Michael chimes in, I'm not a LaFleur apologist. I have said that he's on the hot seat since April, but will be judged in the playoffs. It's NFC champ game or fired. The end. I don't know if I totally agree with that because you can't even if they win, you got to see how it plays out. That's why, again, I'm not doing the question today is, do you want Matt LaFleur to be head coach in 2026? There's still things that can play out.
Do you?
I don't know how, with what we've seen, that he can get to the spot where you feel comfortable bringing him back.
I mean, I'm bringing him back now, but a lot can be told over these next,
right now?
Weeks?
Right now.
8 weeks.
The Kyle Wallace right now. Without knowing what's going to happen right now.
Emotionally, I'm mad. But I at some point, I know I keep saying this, maybe I'm stupid, right? At some point, he's got to learn from these mistakes, right? Like he's gonna figure it out.
That's the scary thing. He's gonna figure it out. How many times is he gonna say that?
I'm with you.
Fool me once, fool me twice, fool me 3 times, fool me 4 times.
He has like 10 different personalities in his head. He don't know which one he want to be. It just depends. Some days he wants to go for it. Other times he wants to be conservative. I don't know who he is, and neither does he.
The 2 worst losses of the season in the NFL, arguably by your Green Bay Packers, and led by Matt LaFleur. We'll get to your calls. See you there. Stay there. We'll get to you. I don't know why Stroh's smiling, whoever he's talking to, but I'm sure we'll get to you next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I put my card in, I pump. When it clicks, I pull it out, I put it away, and I move on to my own.
That's what she said. Thanks so much, Old T.
She pumps and moves on with her life.
Take it out, put it in, moves on. That's what she said. Come on, Kyle. Keep up. That's Packers Hall of Famer. That was one of my better ones, and he's confused.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Students learn best when they can put their knowledge into action. JA's Stock Market Challenge teaches high school students how to analyze stocks and how current events impact value. Thanks to RSM, our partner that makes this program possible. It's just one of many ways JA brings learning to life. To learn more, visit wisconsin.ja.org.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
The holidays are the perfect time to thank the people who make your business shine. At Alpha Custom Apparel, we help you create custom gifts and branded apparel that show true appreciation. Whether it's polished polos for your sales team, cozy quarter zips for employees, or thoughtful giveaways for your best clients. We make it easy with fast turnaround, creative options, and Midwest service you can count on. This season, give gifts that build pride and strengthen relationships long after the holidays are over. Visit alphacustomapparel.com and start your holiday gifting today.
There's nothing like Milwaukee Bucks basketball at Fiserv Forum. The dunks, the defense, the roar of 17,000 fans. It's even better when you're with friends or family. From jaw-dropping plays to buzzer-beating threes, every game is packed with unforgettable moments that you'll get to share together. So gather your crew and get your single game tickets today at bucks.com/single. That's bucks.com/single.
Hi, it's me, Flo, here to tell you that with the Progressive Home and Auto Bundle, you get 24/7 protection, so you're covered no matter where the day takes you.
Even I added too much water to the pizza dough day?
Yep.
How about getting a call from my daughter to pick her up at the airport because her boyfriend is unreliable day?
Especially that day.
What about finding out that one of my pipes suddenly burst in my basement day?
Progressive has every day covered 24/7 with a Home and Auto Bundle. Also, you have a lot of bad days.
Oh no, that was all the same day.
At least you're covered with Progressive.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states.
It's Macy's Friends and Family, the best time to kickstart your holiday shopping with big savings on our best brands like DKNY, Hugo Boss, Karl Lagerfeld Paris, and more at 30% off. Plus, take 15% off Valentino, Gucci, and more top beauty brands. Or Star Rewards members can earn $20 in Star Money for every $100 spent on eligible brands. Going on now, only at Macy's Friends and Family. Savings off regular and already reduced prices. Exclusions apply.
I'm the guy that never gives 5 stars because I never believe that anything is perfect. But I would give them 20 stars if I could.
Ernest Stellar Review belongs to QC Kinetics, the nation's leader in regenerative treatments. They came through when he badly needed relief for his aching knees, and doctors had told him that surgery was the only option.
What they're doing is cutting edge, and it really helps. And I'm a tough sell.
QC Kinetics is led by National Medical Director Dr. Mitchell Scheinkup, a pioneer in this field. With 20 years of clinical work, tons of research, teaching, publishing in non-surgical natural pain treatments. These are the medical pros to trust.
I'm living my life basically pain-free from what I was dealing with, so I'm a happy camper today, no doubt about it.
QC Kinetics. Call today to see if you're a candidate.
Call QC Kinetics, 414-667-5559. That's 414-667-5559. 414-667-5559.
Life's better with American Family Insurance because we know you love working weekends. If it means working on your dream home, both inside and out. And we're here to help protect those dreams so you can enjoy peace of mind. Save up to 40% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Some exclusions apply. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I mean, you just got to get back to it. I think the most important thing is just everybody staying together, staying with that mindset, finding ways to get better, learning from mistakes. But this is the NFL. This is what it is. Each and every week, you got to find ways to just come back to work, stay together, and find ways to get better.
My, that was inspiring. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace.
Don't come about J Love now.
I can call it what it is, Kyle. And what are you going to do? Defend your elite status that you gave him last week?
Elite quarterbacks have bad games.
All right, slow down.
All elite quarterbacks have bad games.
Do elite quarterbacks throw 500 with 3 defenders and a wide receiver out there?
In my defense, I watched a lot of Aaron Rodgers and Brett Favre elite. And let me tell you, Brett Favre threw some weird passes up there now. He had to close his eyes and say, yeah! So, I'm used to this.
Also set interception records for the league.
Yeah, but he's one of the greatest ever.
It says how much his great passes are because he had some bad ones that not Jordan Love.
He had some crazy passes.
Yeah, I love Brett Favre.
Good and bad, as we all know. All right. Hot and heavy right now. People are fighting in YouTube chats, and I love it. Everyone is allowed to have any opinion that they have. I'd say 75 to 80% of what I'm feeling is LaFleur. And then there's a 20% are saying this on the players. Maybe LaFleur is setting them up good enough and the players aren't executing. I have a hard time believing that as we go through the checklist of what I'm looking for in a head coach, especially with Matt LaFleur. If he's play calling, how is he play calling? Is he a good leader? Is he developing a good culture for this team? Is he good in game situations, clock management? And are they executing with discipline? Those are the main things you need from a head coach. Tell me what I'm missing.
Well, so you're right, Ben. And yes, the players deserve some blame, but if you're going to just do an exercise where you say, who's doing their job worse, right? Is Matt LaFleur doing what Ben just described as an NFL head coach? Is he doing that worse than Jordan Love being a starting quarterback from yesterday's game, or the defense stopping the run, or special teams creating an advantage for this team? I think if you were to basically rank these, I think Matt LaFleur, personified by yesterday's game, he is doing his specific job worse. Now, the players take some blame for sure. Jordan Love, you can't make those kind of decisions. And offensive line, you got to block. I mean, Jordan Morgan basically being put on rollerblades and shoved back into Jordan Love, that can't happen. In defense, you got to be tough. You got to stop the run. But some of those other people have done more in their role than Matt LaFleur has recently, and it leads you to believe and wonder, is Matt LaFleur the guy for the job?
Yeah, and for me, when I look at this Green Bay Packers team, it's just Matt LaFleur, just the execution just isn't there consistently. Like, this team executes more often than not, but you see too many ups and downs with this team. And what frustrates me the most is when I look at who the Panthers have played. The Panthers allowed the Jags to put up 26 points. Cardinals to put up 27. They allowed the Patriots to drop 42. They allowed the Dolphins to score 24. The Cowboys 27. You just saw last week where the Bills dropped 40, and all we can get is 13? 13 points? That's inexcusable.
James Cook went for 200-plus rushing yards, seemingly untouched, and you can't get you can't generate any lanes.
And that is what confuses me the most, is that you weren't going up against an elite defense. You were going up against a vulnerable defense that has problems, that is susceptible to being scored on. This Green Bay Packers team was top 10 in scoring going into Sunday's game, but they can only find a way to score 13 points and get in the end zone once. And so that is just the confusing part for us Packers fans, is that what is Matt LaFleur doing, or lack thereof not doing, for him to be able to go out there and put up major games? We talked about it going into Sunday's game. The Packers need a blowout. They need a blowout. They're still searching for that blowout.
Well, now you shift that way back. It's not about blowout. It's just it's gut check time now. You got the Eagles at home Monday Night Football.
Yeah.
Are you going to let this compound?
No, but they're not. That's the thing about them. They're not. This team's going to go out on Monday night, and they're going to compete their ass off on Monday night, and they may beat the Eagles. They're
2.5-point favorites. Were you willing to bet on the Green Bay Packers?
I'm willing to bet on the Green Bay Packers.
After what you've seen the last 5 weeks, you have all this hope and faith?
The Packers find a way to step up in the biggest moments so far this season, right? It has been games against the Browns, Cowboys, and Panthers, probably the three worst opponents they have played this year, that they have been extremely inconsistent. That comes to preparation. That comes to somehow getting your team ready to go. This is why I was so mad, right? And I found myself in the shower yesterday yelling about the fact that, and everybody just want to keep talking about Rasheed Walker. And Rasheed Walker talking about undefeated. I knew that was a problem. When people think that that's an issue, that a dude talks about going undefeated, then we're looking for excuses. Why the hell did they lose this last game? Yeah, Rasheed Walker didn't open his mouth then. It goes back to Matt LaFleur ensuring that his team is prepared. They're just not prepared. He coaches in a weird, not scary way, but just this way where he just doesn't know who he is. He's
conservative.
It's just weird. It's panicked. It doesn't have any identity. And so when I see Jordan Love go out there and I see him on 4th and 8 act panic, well, he's just a reflection of his head coach. You are going to reflect what the leader of your football team is. A panic guy who's inconsistent, doesn't know who he is, and unfortunately for Jordan Love, that is the guy that's supposed to be leading him. A dude he looks him in his eye and he sees panic. What do you want to do? Let's do this. Dude, he needs to look at his leader and know exactly what he's going to get every single time he looks at him.
Why are you coming around to that now? I told you that in the moment. You're like, oh, I'm so happy Jordan Love told Matt LaFleur what to do. Now you're saying LaFleur's got to have a plan. Brad and I were trying to tell you that. Say, Brad and Ben, you're so smart.
I'm telling y'all, when your coaches never settle, because Matt LaFleur never just seems cool, calm, collected, and settled. And when your coach gives
he is when things are going well.
Yeah, when things are going well, he's hyped up. But I'm talking about in those big moments when you need to be able to look at somebody, right? Brad, you've been there before. Both of you guys have been there because you played at a high level. When you feel the nerves of the game because you're human, it is great to be able to look on the sideline to your coach and be that calming figure. I remember, when coaches used to, calm guys down by holding the shoulder, rubbing the shoulder a little bit, because of the fact you never had a guy grab your shoulder at all.
Bo ain't touched me.
Yeah, but it's calming. It's like, hey, we're good. I got you here, right? That's what it's all about. Y'all looking at me
Bo
crazy.
would tell me, you stupid bleeping bleep, and be like, all right, I got to play better.
Every coach is different.
He wasn't like, hey, buddy, come on over
here.
But
at least he had an identity.
It goes to the overall point.
Matt
I was just
LaFleur
saying,
doesn't have that.
It doesn't matter how you do it. It's just, are you consistently something that people can rely on?
Aaron Rodgers was the worst thing to happen to him.
Guys, everyone, we got a long way to go. We're gonna be back in 2 short minutes. We got the Carbos Talking text line full. We're gonna get your calls. We're gonna get Brad Nortman. He played in the NFL. He knows a lot about this more than we all do. Strofe is working hard back there, so if you want to call and talk to him, he's going to screen your calls. Please don't make us drop you today. 800-990-3776 is the Carbos Talking text line. We're back in 2 short minutes. I got one thing that's also bothering me that's still stewing in my brain next.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's
Kyle Wallace right now. Buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and 36 months of 0% financing plus a bonus $500 off. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
It's ESPN Milwaukee's Brad Nortman here with some exciting news from my friends at Bank 5-9. Not only have they been named a top workplace for 16 straight years, but they've just won the prestigious Community Choice Award as the best bank in the Milwaukee area. Honestly, I'm not surprised. Not only do they have great products and services, but they truly live out their mission to make lives better. If you're looking for a true local community bank, check out the best. Visit bank59.com to learn more today. Member FDIC.
The dance of sunlight on water.
Shimmering, sparkling, beautiful, hypnotic.
Houses that overlook a gorgeous body of water are the most highly desired houses in the world.
The Bellamare collection of fine jewelry features classic white diamonds, flanked and surrounded by rare and exotic blue diamonds.
Bellamare means beautiful water.
Bellamare, sunlight on water, glimmering and twinkling.
The dance is enticing.
The look is spectacular.
The impact is exciting.
Blue and white diamonds created in the heart of Mother Nature.
Will dance and sing on the body of a glittering, sparkling woman.
Bellamare. This blue and white beauty of sunlight on water
should be worn on the fingers,
the wrist,
the neck, and the ears
of the woman you love.
The Bellamare collection is available only at Kessler's.
We do diamonds better because diamonds are what we do.
For the location of the Kesslers nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Gabe Neitzel here. Catch Jen, Gabe, and Chewy mornings 7 to 9 on 94.5 ESPN, WKTI, and WKTI HD, Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee. This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN on ESPN Wisconsin. Here's Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, and Brad Nortman.
I see them all on the Carbless Talking text line, 800-990-3776. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, reacting with you after the Packers lost to the Panthers yesterday. 2 touchdown faves. Didn't get it done. Paul in Milwaukee. I like this one because it's going to come against us, which is totally fine. The problem with fanatics is threefold. 1, unrealistic expectations. 2, tunnel vision without watching other teams. 3, placing blame on one person or group. I'm not a fanatic anymore, but y'all sound like we're 2-5-1. Both teams on the field are professionals. Any given Sunday is a real concept. Yeah, but any given Sunday being every Sunday isn't. That's what we're getting to right now, which isn't okay for a team that has the capability and the talent to show more, and they have shown more throughout this season, but they haven't put it all together. And it's insufferable when you're watching the head coach that you are watching lead this team struggle in different areas. And one game it's one thing, one game it's the other thing. Where's the consistency?
That leads perfectly.
Other than the inconsistency that a lot of people are making the same joke about.
Yeah, I mean, and that leads perfectly into what I was going to say just right before break was, yes, this team is 5-2-1, and they're number 1 in the division and all that kind of stuff, but we're halfway through the season, basically exactly because the Packers have had their bye. We had the easy part of the schedule already. It only gets harder. If this team keeps on playing just like this, a carbon copy of it, and you duplicate it in the back part of the season, this team's not going to be in a position where they're going to be winning the division. They're going to be scraping for a wild card just like years past, and they're going to have a hard time advancing through the playoffs. So it goes back to where, you lose to Cleveland, you play the Cowboys, that ends in a wild tie, and then even the wins of the Bengals and Cardinals, you're just like, these same issues are nagging this team, and it's going to rear its ugly head. And it did against the Panthers, and if you don't do it, if you don't fix it now, it's only going to get harder with tougher divisional games. So that is why this is a critical point in this team's season. And honestly, too, I think it's no surprise and it's no secret that this team does have championship intentions. Goody said that at the end of last offseason. It's called Title Town. There's no reason to think this team shouldn't be a championship contender. but you got to make those improvements and make them quick.
Pat in Watertown, thanks for holding. You're up on the Carbless Talking text line 800-990-3776 with Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Yes, I'd still be leaning towards keeping LaFleur, but we got to start learning from our mistakes. They keep repeating themselves. We expect the players to learn and move forward. We need to have that on the coaches too, but a lot of teams would change places with us right now. We are not playing our best football. We're 5-2-1 leading division, so I think of the Brewers, they peaked in August, and unfortunately they didn't get where we wanted them either, and I'd much rather we learn from this, play a better ball at the end of the year. But my question is, the frustration I have is the play calling from the perspective. Every series starts 2nd and 9 or 2nd and 10 because we ran the ball in first down. I got to believe we're 70% run, 30% pass. It's very frustrating to begin every series like that, it seems like.
Yeah, it's an interesting thing to look up. I will say this. I wrote down in my notes from the game that there was one time where I was like, oh, a 2nd and medium. Right out of the half. Right after all the frustration of the first half, Packers get the ball, 2nd and 4. I'm like, let it rip. 2-yard run. It's like, no. Like that's the moment where you have a down and distance where you believe in your quarterback and get you a first down in 2 plays. And when I say let it rip, it doesn't mean that you have to do the 30-yard pass down the seam I guess Kraft was probably no longer there. Or on the outside of Christian Watson. It could be who's finding the middle of the field for that 15, 20-yard gain, that chunk yardage, that just like builds some momentum for your offense. They feel like they're making it so hard every way imaginable. When, as Kyle went through, every team against the Carolina Panthers scored more points than the Green Bay Packers did against them. And you have a quarterback that we just discussed after the way he played against Pittsburgh, whose pass defense is not very good, which now we got to continue to remind ourselves that how can you just keep doing the same things and just like 2nd and 4, do something different, please? And they ran, and I was like, no.
Yeah, I mean, the words that come to mind, and I said this earlier in the show, is I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what his plan is because it seems all over the board. Lateral screens, 50 yards down the field, running the ball. It seems a little bit chaotic as far as what the plan is on offense. But if he is sticking to a plan, it feels like it's predictable, and I think that's what our caller is getting to. There's a predictability to this plan because we know Matt LaFleur wants to run the football, but if it's not working, he sticks to it. And I guess part of me admires the desire to want to establish the run, but if it's not working in the first quarter, maybe you let Jordan Love cook a little bit with some intermediate passes, make everybody back up a little bit. That will open up running lanes for Josh Jacobs. So you got to massage this a little bit. He's just a little bit stubborn when it comes to these play calls.
Andy and Grafton, you're up on the Carbless Talking text line. Thanks for holding.
Man, this is like, it's almost hard to listen to you guys sometimes because, like, Jordan Love averaged less than 1 yard per attempt off his season average. So this idea that, like, he was dinking and dunking yesterday more than he does any other time, he averaged 7.4 per attempt yesterday, and he averages on the season 8.3. And second, you know what's predictable about yesterday's game? The Packers getting to the red zone 5 times. You guys talk about these second down plays that, like, matter. No, we were in the red zone 5 times. So, like, regardless of how they finished those plays, what happens with wide receiver screens or runs on 2nd and 4 doesn't really matter. We got to the red zone 5 times. And I would bet as the law of averages would play out, seeing as how the Packers came into the game, 70% touchdown percentage in the red zone, that's not going to happen again. So if we convert one of those into touchdowns, it's a completely different game.
But they didn't, Andy. And that's a reflection of the coach.
And Andy,
no, keep him there.
He had an average around his normal average because he threw it 50 yards and then threw it 1 yard. That would average out to be something similar. The intermediate passing game was not very present.
It was non-existent. It really was. And, I mean, I'm glad you brought up the fact they were 1 for 5 in the red zone. And they sustained drives. Like, they had multiple drives, 9, 10, 12, 13 play drives. They didn't punt once.
but it's the fact that Matt LaFleur couldn't devise up or create any type of plays that could put the ball in the end zone consistently when they got in the red zone.
Or they would hurt themselves with penalties like they did in the second drive.
And so that comes on at the end of the day, the person that has to wear it, yes, the players, it's on them. But when you're the leader of a football team, it is on you to ensure that you do not have those mental mistakes, that you don't have those penalties, and that the team is able to execute. If the team does not execute, this is the end result. When you look at what the Panthers did, the Panthers understood they were going against a better team, so they understood they had the limited amount of time that the Packers got the football. They had the limited amount of possessions, and they ran the football. They did exactly what they wanted to do, and they were able to sneak out a victory because they executed better than you. You allowed a bad football team in the Panthers to execute better than you. That does not fall just on the players, that falls on the shoulders of the head coach and the rest of that staff to ensure that this team is better prepared.
If you watch an NFL practice, they're going to focus on 3 specific things throughout the week, and they're going to be able to put like time. Okay, this is this period. This is this period. 3rd down, red zone, 2-minute. You run those specific things every single week on offense and defense. You're not necessarily moving the ball. That's not a very common thing to do throughout the season. You do that more in training camp. 3rd down, red zone, 2-minute. Why do you focus on those? Because that's where games are won and lost. The Packers can move the ball, but you have to be able to take those money situations of 3rd down, red zone, and 2-minute, and you got to get points. You got to be successful. So even though they were in the red zone 5 or 6 times, that is great. I mean, it leads to the point that they do have an offense that can be able to move the ball. But you have to get home more than they did, and that's coaching and execution. But I would look at the play calling and say that's more of the problem this specific week.
I do want to go back to Andy and Grafton because I was asking him some questions. He did get disconnected. Now, Andy, I understand your point about getting in the red zone, and they got there, but the execution wasn't there either. I'm confused as to what you're trying to get at and like who you're protecting here because it wasn't good enough yesterday.
I'm not protecting anybody because the only two numbers in the NFL that matter are wins and losses. But at the same time, let's stop with this narrative of the Packers didn't do enough, like their play calling was somehow like atrociously bad when they had the ball for more time than Carolina. They had 110 more yards than Carolina. They had more first downs than Carolina. So, I understand we lost the game.
Why did we lose?
So let's not run with this narrative.
Why did we lose, though, Andy?
Because we just didn't execute in the red zone.
Who's that on?
So a team got
LaFleur
beat.
or Love? Who do you put that more on?
And let's just mention this. This is where I'll blame Matt LaFleur or Brian Gutekunst. The fact that Brandon McManus is still on this football team, that's why we went for it on 4th and 8.
31 yards, my behind. Hell no. No. How long is an extra point? Ain't an extra point 30 yards?
33.
33 yards. So what are we talking about? That's the reason why. We sure did kick the extra point to tie the game up, didn't we?
Yeah.
Stop it.
I wanted to hear from him again, but I wanted to get it all out because I wanted to see if there's anything more that I could see. Like, what is it?
The issue with Andy is that Andy, I love the fact that you're calling in. I love what you brought to the table. But the problem is that you're talking about them not getting it done. They didn't play the Eagles. They didn't play the Lions. They didn't play a top team. They played the lowly Carolina Panthers. I understand if you can't finish drives against a really good football team, fine. They're just better than you. But when you're better than a football team like the Carolina Panthers and you're in a position to be successful, you have to finish. You can't let them get in the way of you and where you want to be at the end of the year. If you want to go to the Super Bowl, that 1 seed is something that's within reach, and you got to win games like this to pad up as many victories as possible. Because as Brad has alluded to, the schedule gets tougher. You still got to play all majority of your division games. You still got to play those Eagles. You still got to play the Ravens, who have a lot to play for. So this is why it's so important to beat Denver. That's why it's so important to beat the Panthers. That's why it's so important to beat the Browns and beat the Cowboys, because now you're playing the bottom feeders of those divisions. Now you're going against the top dogs in the division. So you better make sure you're ready for that.
Yeah, Mike chimes in. Turnovers in the red zone and missed field goals is why they lost, Andy. And turnovers on downs, Savion Williams, penalties after you got into the red zone, pushing you back, leading to no more points. So we'll get to Ron in the key here because he's Mr. Perspective. He's calling about perspective. So he's going to be the smartest guy in the room. Ready, Ron on the key, go.
Ryan better not say nothing too slick now.
Always got to be sarcastic. I'm actually turned a corner in that I'm not going to be the strong, whatever, that word that Ben wouldn't say right either. Thank you. Yeah, somewhat. Maybe. Who cares? Defender of LaFleur. Because I think that decision yesterday was terrible. But I still think there's bigger problems than him. I still think there's no way anyone should call Jordan Love elite. And I think often in sports, we want the next head coach. I would bet a lot of money that whatever coach would replace LaFleur would be worse or best neutral. Everybody wants the next coach. And I think our offensive line and our defense aren't very good. And it turns out if you don't have a good offensive line and you don't have a good defense, you don't win in the NFL.
Trenches Ron coming by to let us know you went in the trenches. It is a big part of it. I mean, no doubt. The offensive line has had ups and downs and injuries. They've been shuffling. But they invested in that unit. That's, I think, the most frustrating thing when you're looking at Jordan Morgan.
First-round pick. Your right tackle,
I mean,
big time extension.
Kyle almost had an aneurysm talking about Elton Jenkins.
Elton Jenkins has been horrible. Aaron Banks can't stay on the field.
Elton Jenkins yesterday was just bad at certain moments. I felt like he legitimately did not know how to play center. He did not know how to look up and point out, who was blitzing. He didn't realize who was coming. He literally down blocked and double teamed and let guys run straight at Jordan Love like that.
Twice.
Inexcusable.
The A gap is like I-43.
Before this game, the Panthers were probably
nice, Strofe. You know a lot about the roads. I-43 is in construction right now. Every day I drive home.
I drove I-43 yesterday, Ben.
Yeah,
the Panthers were bottom third
where you're driving.
So that makes it even worse.
Yep, and the Panthers defense looked good yesterday, and that's the problem. How did that happen? And that goes on Matt LaFleur. That's what it is. It's that simple.
One more before we get to break here. Sean and Racine, you said you need to vent. Keep it non-dumpable, please.
I mean, I got a few things to let out, but I'm going to try to keep it quick. Like, I'm the biggest LaFleur backer that there's been for the last 5 years, but he's still coaching to not lose a game instead of coaching to win. Like, you have one of the fastest wide receivers in the league, but he's only allowed one deep ball a game, otherwise it's all bubble screens. We went from jet sweeps to bubble screens.
That's really good point.
That's good.
And then the other thing is, did you guys play 500 as a kid?
Yeah.
We've referenced that on the show
you call 200
today,
and you throw a deep ball and everybody tries to... Why are all of Jordan Love's deep balls like that? Like, they hang longer than a punt. Like, it's just so frustrating.
I can't defend it.
And,
Sean, you're
right. And I haven't played on a football team before, so, like, I'm not really one to say. But even I know if Matthew Golden's in the game, it's going to be a pass play. If Malik Keith is in the game, it's going to be a run play. If Golden's in the slot, he's going to be a decoy. Like, it's so frustrating. I've never played, but I know that's what's going to happen.
I understand your frustration, Sean.
Good vent.
I think the thing that struck me most was yesterday a lot of those deep balls did feel like it was in the air for a long time.
Good hang time on those balls.
And that's
Good
what we
hang
want
time.
punters to do,
Yeah.
Brad.
Bad quarterback play.
He did not do well.
It's Matt LaFleur's fault. It's Green and Gold's fault. But I'm not saying it's Victory Monday. That's the truth. But I'm still going to tell you about Palermo's Pizza because they deserve to be talked about. Because they have great brands like Palermo's Urban Pie, Connie's, Surfer Boy, Screamin' Sicilian. And I love all the Screamin' Sicilians. They're honestly all amazing. But when you have the thin and crispy, the stuffed crust cheese, the tavern style, and the OG Screamins', it is just absolutely amazing to have my Fridays with my family, my wife, and now my 2-year-old daughter that we can all just make the meal and she eats it. She loves Frozen Pizza Friday. She lights up at Frozen Pizza Friday because she knows she's getting the best frozen pizza there is, and that's Palermo's, made right here in Wisconsin, and it is delicious no matter what you try. So it's always a good idea. Make it even easier by stopping by Sendik's and stopping up on Connie's and the all-new Cheez-It Pizza for only $4.99. $4.99. So make sure you find Palermo's in your local grocer's freezer. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman. Strove's running the show. He's the voice you talk to when you call at 800-990-3776, the Carbless Talking text line. See you on YouTube. See you at ESPN Wisconsin app. We see you everywhere. We're here for you the rest of the way. Don't go anywhere.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Oh, wow. North? Spread Eagle is way north.
Way north.
You're doing the thing where you don't know what you're doing.
No, it is, though.
We don't know where up north is.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Definitely busy out there. Southbound on 41, we've got delays from just before the county line down to Good Hope, and then back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue down past Hampton. Northbound 894 is seeing, northbound 41 seeing some delays from Mayfair Road all the way up to about Burleigh. There's a broken down vehicle, by the way, right at Burleigh off on the right shoulder. Westbound 94, they're doing some road work, so the right lane is blocked right around Elm Grove Road. So we've got a delay basically coming out of the zoo to that point. On 894 northbound, technically the on-ramp from Greenfield Avenue, we do have a crash there. It's also affecting your ride on Greenfield itself, so just be prepared for that. And southbound 43 backing up from Bender Road all the way to Silver Spring, and then from about Keefe down towards Center Street, and again across the Marquette interchange onto the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. Weather's brought to you by Dickenschroff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickenschroff.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Stay up to date on the green and gold all season. The Green and Gold Fix podcast is brought to you by Potawatomi Casino Hotel. Luxury stay, elite play, unwind in sophisticated comfort. Win big, dine, and experience the events in Milwaukee.
Home buyers are raving about their experiences with the Citizens Bank mortgage team.
Aaron helped me get pre-approved really fast, like before the open house even started.
I called Devin so many times with questions, and he always answered.
It's more than a mortgage. It's your future. And at Citizens Bank, we make it personal. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/mortgage. Citizens Bank is member FDIC and an equal housing lender. NMLS 746419.
An ESPN Radio Extra Point with Q Myers.
The Dolphins look like they're just kind of all over the place. They're searching for answers still. I don't think that there's a world where Tua Tagovailoa should be throwing the ball 40 times. When you're down a lot, that's what you're going to do, right? You're going to have to throw the ball around the yard. He had one interception. He got sacked a couple times. No big-time performances. And, again, they just made so many mistakes. That was, to me, the biggest issue is just self-inflicted wounds. It's one thing, you get called for a holding or you get called for even, maybe a personal foul. Maybe you're blocking too much or or something happens. I get effort penalties. Those are going to happen. But when it's 4th and 1, you're right there in the shadow of the goal line. If you pick up this first down, you have a great chance to get into the end zone, score a touchdown, and you have a false start. And then you have to settle for a field goal. And, oh, by the way, you missed a field goal. You know what I mean? Like, it's one thing snowballs into another thing, snowballs into 4 things. Like, it's just what bad teams do.
Hey, it's Reese Davis. Let's be honest, you can't keep an eye on everything unless you've got Blink Outdoor 4 cameras. While you're focused on the game, Blink's keeping an eye on your home.
With up to 2-year battery life and with Sync Module XR, you can cover more space without constant maintenance. No wires, no worries. Blink helps keep an eye on what matters most. Get Blink today at the Home Depot. How doers get more done.
Now that I'm a dad, I can't stop thinking about what would happen to my kids if something happened to me. Like losing the house or not affording college.
Yeah, that used to keep me up at night too. It's why I finally got life insurance from Ethos. It's 100% online. No medical exams, just a few health questions. I got $2 million in coverage for around $2 a day.
I never realized it was that simple. Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Rates may vary. Bill monthly. Sample rate 10-year term life policy for a 35-year-old healthy non-smoking male.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's very frustrating. I think everybody in that locker room is very frustrated. It's tough. But I think the mindset or what we're walking out of that locker room feeling is if we don't play our best, we're going to get beat just like that, no matter who it is. So we got to find ways to be at our best and, like I said, be more consistent, put up more points in this. But it's definitely frustrating, but this is what happens if you don't play your best week in and week out.
That was Jordan Love yesterday. Matt LaFleur, I believe, getting done with the media shortly. We'll talk to Jason Wilde at 3:45. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Something I did see is the Packers plan to stick with Brandon McManus per Matt LaFleur.
I just want to know if he's healthy. If he's healthy and he's missing, then okay. But if he's not healthy and he's trying to, work through some things, his injury, well, you can't put an injured guy on the field.
If he's not,
wouldn't it be better if he was injured, not healthy and missing, than healthy and missing?
No, well, as Brad was probably going to say.
Yeah, so to confirm, if he's injured and that's causing inaccuracy, that makes sense. Someone needs to make sure this communication is correct, and he sits until he's 100%, and then he goes back and do it. But if he's not healthy, or sorry, if he is,
if he is healthy,
are you concerned? I'm personally not. I think he's going to be fine. He's going to kick through it. But are you concerned if he is healthy?
No, simply because it's disappointing, but simply because if he kicks through it, as you say, it's
slump. It's mini slump.
It's week 9, right? I need him to be hitting all cylinders by week 13, 14. So I'm okay with that.
Just wanted to provide some updates and get the kicker perspective from a former holder. Of course it is.
The kicker lost us the game. Well, he didn't lose us the game, but missing a field goal like that, it's different when you're up 9-7 versus being down 7-6 after a missed field goal.
Your entire offense is out for the rest of the year.
Tucker Kraft?
Yes.
Okay.
Have we gotten confirmation? It's
yes. ACL.
Yes.
I don't think the entire. Honestly, I'm more.
Kyle,
it's a
he had
miss.
350 yards in yak. The next closest to him is Romeo Dobbs with 80.
Tucker Kraft is a big miss, but I do think Luke Musgrave will fill that gap.
But the problem is,
whoa, what?
The problem is he
fill that gap,
not off the field. Receiving wise, he'll fill.
Tucker Kraft is going to be an All-Pro.
Yeah,
and the problem is it's not just reception. He blocks.
Musgrave got passed up.
He blocks.
This is really, really, really bad.
Really bad.
It's bad for multiple reasons.
It's very bad, but I don't think your season's over offensively bad.
I don't think you can win a Super Bowl without Tucker Kraft.
I think that's a little far. I
don't.
This goes back to the fact that one player is important, but it's not going to change your entire outlook of a 53-man roster unless you're a quarterback or a defensive end like Micah Parsons.
I agree that Jordan Love and Micah Parsons are the only two pieces more important to this team than Tucker Kraft.
I would agree with that.
I think your third most important piece is out for the season, and that will derail this team from winning a championship.
I wouldn't go that far because you got to score.
Before the last 2 weeks, he had been really good to great.
Great.
Yep.
He's taken it to the next level, but doing it over the course of the full season, he was likely going to do. But you were also successful when he was just part of the piece of the offense.
Sure,
I don't want to undervalue how great he is because he was top 4 in the league in yak behind Bijan Robinson, Jamar Chase, and Christian McCaffrey.
Very
he was
impressive.
number 4 in yak.
Well, and
yards after the catch.
The other thing is, too, the Packers aren't running the ball very well. He was a great run blocker. You literally, we had a caller
he was good at everything.
We had a caller say, I can tell what the Packers are going to do based on the personnel. Tucker Kraft is in there. I don't know if they're going to throw or pass, pass or run or whatever. If Luke Musgrave's in there and he's trying to block a D-end, that ain't going to happen. He's a passing tight end, so it's a big loss.
Before I go to John in Milwaukee, can you please reclaim your stance on Luke Musgrave, where he is and what he'll what will he be to this offense with Tucker out? Kyle?
I thought you were talking to John.
No, I'm talking to you.
Hey, John, who hasn't called in, please restate your stance.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry. I was reading the YouTube chat thinking you were talking to John.
Where will Musgrave be in the pecking order?
Oh, for tight ends?
No, overall. This guy.
I think a little bit you got a taste there at the last drive where Luke Musgrave, I believe, got 2 catches on that last drive where the Packers had the football. Luke Musgrave is going to get more balls. It came down to Tucker Kraft. It's better than Luke Musgrave. He's a really good pass catcher. He's probably your best pass catcher you had on this football team. I haven't lost the confidence in Luke Musgrave. It's just the fact that he has somebody better than you. I think he'll step up. I think he'll be a threat in the passing game. Not as good as Tucker Kraft, but I believe he will fill that gap as a pass catcher for the Green Bay Packers to an extent. He won't be exactly Tucker Kraft.
Third option, fourth option.
For this football team, he'll probably looking at third option.
Wow.
But no, because he's going to need him in the middle. He's going to have to depend on him. And I promise you, Luke Musgrave is going to be a reemergence of, look at that. He stayed on his feet. We're going to have that type of energy for Luke Musgrave.
I got him as my 5th.
Yeah, I think that's probably.
I got Dobbs, then Watson, then Reed whenever he comes back.
Oh, Reed not coming back to what, week 12?
Golden, then
week
Musgrave.
10. I'd put Jacobs ahead of Musgrave in terms of trying to get the football, even from a passing standpoint.
Williams?
Stop it, Strofe.
Yeah,
I'm not joking.
I know you're not joking, but no one wants to hear that name right now.
I'm not that low on Luke Musgrave. I just think when you sometimes
I think he'll do some good things, but I don't think he'll, quote, fill the gap, end quote, like you claimed he would.
No, I said he's going to fill the gap, like part of the gap, not the whole gap.
He's going to play the position is all you really should have said.
Okay. I can't wait.
He'll be one of the 11.
I can't wait till Luke Musgrave plays well, and y'all going to be
What's plays well? Two catches for 15 yards?
He's going to be just a average, above average NFL tight end. We had an elite tight end right now. He's going to be a guy that you're going to be like, all right, yeah, he made a good third down catch.
An average tight end filling that gap?
I think what happened yesterday is about as bad as it could have been, and if it wasn't Jordan Love or Micah Parsons. I think that's the worst injury that could have occurred outside of those two names. So, yes, I haven't said a lot this show.
I'm just saying.
I can't think about anything with Tucker Kraft.
I agree.
I'm not saying you're wrong. But what I will be saying is that speaks volumes of what Matt LaFleur is as a play caller. If you're that concerned when one player goes down, when this whole offense is based off of guys getting open.
He thinks the Packers didn't score yesterday because Tucker Kraft went down.
But the admission from Matt LaFleur last week of, we'd be foolish not to build our offense around him. After, to your point, something that he said for 3 years is we spread the ball around, and last week he finally said, we're going to build our offense around him. Obviously, they can still win football games and they can still score points without Tucker Kraft. I'm not saying that's impossible, but I think your championship hopes dwindled quite a bit when he got carted.
It's just so weird how one guy can look so good as a head coach when Jordan Love goes out with Malik Willis. And I know his opponent sucked, but it was still a great game plan and scheme.
Yeah. It was.
And then when your tight end goes out, the world's falling.
Tucker Kraft
and I get it.
In the third quarter, did he not?
Third quarter.
Okay, and the Packers was just that offense was just so damn dynamic in the first half with Tucker Kraft.
Well, I mean, come on, over the course of the season, we know how impactful he is.
Like
is this your Musgrave defense stance?
No. My defense is that the season is not over because Tucker Kraft got injured. I'm just saying that right now. It's not over, so don't go to the extreme. It is a big blow to this team.
Huge.
But the season is not over with Tucker Kraft's injury.
John in Milwaukee, go ahead quickly on the Carlos Talking text line.
All right, first off, Kyle, you're so wrong. Musgrave will not have 350 yards after the catch in his entire career. All right, that's for one. Number two, if Matt LaFleur would stop calling the game like his team stunk, I'd feel pretty much good about life. But he calls the worst game plans, and it's tough to watch. Yeah.
All right, that's John in Milwaukee, 800-990-3776. Did you talk about American Family Insurance, or did we get sidetracked?
I did talk about it.
I just wanted to make sure because, there's lots been happening here and a lot to react to after this 16-13 loss on Sunday to the Carolina Panthers.
It's just disappointing. Everybody's upset, as they should be. Damn, Matt LaFleur.
You're upset.
I said everybody's upset. I'm everybody. I didn't say
I'm everybody.
I said everybody's upset. It is. No, everybody's upset. This is disappointing.
It felt like you were casting.
No. I would say y'all upset. I'd say y'all. I said everyone. I am part of everyone.
I hear you.
I really am. What the hell? Like I'm so serious. What the hell just happened? Unbelievable.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
And I'm like, you know what? Logan Bunny was kind of.
What the hell?
Okay, here's as far as I'm. All I'll be able to say is I get why Bugs was so love drunk over Lola. I get it.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Definitely busy out there. Southbound on 41, we've got delays from just before the county line down to Good Hope, and then back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue down past Hampton. Northbound 894 is seeing, northbound 41 seeing some delays from Mayfair Road all the way up to about Burleigh. There's a broken down vehicle, by the way, right at Burleigh off on the right shoulder. Westbound 94, they're doing some road works. The right lane is blocked right around Elm Grove Road, so we've got a delay basically coming out of the zoo to that point. On 894 northbound, technically the on-ramp from Greenfield Avenue, we do have a crash there. It's also affecting your ride on Greenfield itself, so just be prepared for that. And southbound 43, backing up from Bender Road all the way to Silver Spring, and then from about Keefe down towards Sutter Street, and again across the Marquette interchange onto the high-rise bridge. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. Weather's brought to you by Dickenschrauff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickenschrauff.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Fans, don't let dirt and road grime bench your car this October baseball season. Step up to the plate with Tsunami Express Car Wash, where every visit delivers the MVP shine. With unlimited washes, fast lane access, and free vacuums, you can keep your ride looking like a champion all season long for less than $1 a day. And with 7 Milwaukee area locations, including New Berlin, it's easy to score big no matter where you're headed. Join the winning team today at TsunamiExpress.com. That's Tsunami Express Car Wash. Wash, chill, repeat.
Goldsmiths are essential to running a jewelry store, but they're extremely hard to find.
Goldsmiths can repair jewelry, set diamonds, resize rings, and create beautiful, one-of-a-kind pieces of custom jewelry.
Most jewelry stores do not have an in-house goldsmith.
But Kessler's has 18 wonderful goldsmiths working in our 9 Kessler stores.
The average Kessler's goldsmith has more than 15 years of full-time experience.
And that's not counting all the apprentice goldsmiths and jewelry designers.
Our goldsmiths repair a lot of jewelry that we did not sell.
Bring us your broken jewelry and we'll bring it back to life.
When you see a woman with an extremely attractive, very distinctive engagement ring,
you can safely assume that it's a custom-designed, one-of-a-kind ring made by the goldsmiths at Kessler's.
When your relationship is special, you need a special engagement ring.
If you want something that's breathtakingly one-of-a-kind,
come to Kessler's.
For the location of the Kessler's nearest you, visit KesslersDiamonds.com.
Your path to a degree should fit your life, not the other way around. At Lakeland University, you can personalize every part of your college experience. With a main campus in Sheboygan, evening classes across the state, and flexible online options, you choose how and when you learn. Just graduated high school, changing careers, juggling work and life, they've got options for you. You can even earn credit for experience you already have or for the work you're doing now, saving time and money. Start customizing your future today at lakeland.edu/ESPN. Lakeland University. Experience it your way.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Hey, it's Kyle Wallace. Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free, and 36 months of 0% financing plus a bonus $500 off. Restrictions apply. Call 414-410-2000. And like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Strong mind, strong body, and strong communities. That is what you need to know about the Princeton Club, and that is what you can achieve at the Princeton Club of New Berlin. When you walk in there, you will feel completely motivated to better yourself just like everyone else is doing. I've done personal training. They have saunas. They have workout classes. They have basketball courts. They have indoor-outdoor swimming pools. It all starts with a tour. Check it out. You're going to fall in love. Free childcare with the membership, open 24/7. Check out the Princeton Club of New Berlin. Get your tour and take that small step to a bigger journey for a better tomorrow. That's at theprincetonclub.net.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
This is an embarrassment to lose this game this way at home. Come on. You lost to the Browns and you lost to the Panthers. If you're going to power rank worst losses of the season, they may have 1 and 2. This is a joke what the Packers did yesterday.
That Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike across ESPN Radio, ESPN Wisconsin's in the morning. Spot the lie?
Ooh, she's been honest. They're too good to have this happen. These were unacceptable performances by the Green Bay Packers, and the results are based off their head coach and the decision. And again, the poor play of Jordan Love and bad decisions. He makes bad interceptions, and guess what happened? They lost the games where he made some really bad interceptions. So that's just a result of this football team. When they play bad, they deserve to lose, and that's exactly what they got yesterday.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Stroh's running the show. You can get us on the Carbus Talking text line 800-990-3776, as well as YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And I guess it's just the timing's funny because a lot of people have been chiming in with questions towards Kyle. Is he still elite? You know, because we did our exercise, which I still think we should do probably tomorrow. This is about LaFleur mostly today, and whether you believe the majority of the blame goes to him. But just when you get roped in by Jordan Love, throw some. Now, I'm gonna give him a little bit of a pass on 4th and 8. His coach put him in a horrible situation. He ran to the right, no one was open. Ran to the left, no one was still open, and everyone was by a guy. Romeo Dobbs was standing out of bounds, trying to point at him, get out, do something. And then I was watching the view from like above and behind. Guys were staying next to guys, like trying to get open. And I said this before the show. It reminded me of when I was playing basketball at the University of Wisconsin, and when you're going up against a zone press. Bo Ryan told me if you're standing next to somebody, you're not going to be open. Simple concept. They're in zone. Obviously, it's man-to-man. But somebody's got to make a play. Like, somebody has to just get open for the man. He shouldn't have had to throw across his body, try and make a play.
That's why you miss a guy like a Tucker Kraft, probably. Potentially finding a way to get open.
Yeah, I mean, there was
together.
pressure. He got away from it. But at that point, it's just like, who's going to get open for you? Who's going to make themselves available? And he talked about last year how against man coverage, no one's getting open. Well, it kind of showed in a scramble as well. Allen in Milwaukee, why is everyone mad about the loss? I don't know. You tell us.
Hey, Allen.
Allen.
Hey, how's it going, y'all?
Good, you?
Obviously I want them to win, so that's fine that they lost. I understand the loss is a loss, but this isn't as bad as the Browns win, because the Browns are just terrible, and this isn't last year's Carolina team that only that had 1 or 2 wins. This team is better this year, and so this year we were facing more good teams in the league, and I didn't think Carolina would be one of them, but they are having a better year this year. So it's one thing to be down about the loss, but it's another. Everybody's treating them like we just lost to a 1-win team, and we didn't.
I mean, but Alan,
how about for some reference here, Alan?
But Alan, one thing first is that you said the Panthers are a little bit better. Shouldn't the Green Bay Packers be just a smidge better as well? Shouldn't they be a little bit better? And then when you look at the Carolina Panthers, the teams that they play, they've been getting scored on left and right. The Jags put 26 on them. The Cardinals put on 27 on them. The Patriots dropped 42 on them. The Dolphins got 24. Cowboys got 27. And the Bills got 40. And the Green Bay Packers got a measly 13 points. Alan, that is not good enough. So regardless of how much better the Carolina Panthers are, they shouldn't be that much better where they're holding your offense that you believe is an explosive, dynamic offense to 13 measly points, are they? At home.
Enough said there from you, Kyle. I think
powerful.
I do want to get to Jason Wilde on the other side. I'm going to tell you quickly about the Princeton Club, because I love the Princeton Club, and you will too, in the Madison area or in New Berlin, in the Milwaukee area. They have everything you need. It's alive with energy, infectious. When you walk in, saying hello, you see all the great equipment, clean health clubs. It just feels amazing to work out. And, you got the best equipment. They're bringing new stuff in. The locker rooms have sauna, steam room. You got personal training, basketball courts, you name it, they have it. So find your better tomorrow. You can have a strong body and a strong mind with a strong community. That's what the Princeton Club is going to provide you. So start your journey at a better tomorrow at the Princeton Club. Jason Wilde wraps up the ESPN Wisconsin Hour next.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
That is completely unacceptable. It is unacceptable for a team to
Unacceptable.
Unacceptable. Is acceptable? Unacceptable?
Unacceptable.
Unaccessible. Wait,
what?
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Looking for a delicious meal without breaking the bank? Cousin Subs has you covered. Our $10 meal deal gives you a 7.5-inch ham and provolone, turkey breast, or veggie sub piled high with fresh hand-sliced ingredients, crisp veggies, and all your favorite toppings. Add a bag of chips or regular fries, a fountain drink, and a cookie, all for just $10. This deal's available online or through the Cousins app only, and you can enjoy your meal at home, at work, or delivered straight to your door, hot and fresh. Cousin Subs. We believe in better. Available at participating locations. Offer subject to change.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau. This is your green and gold fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee. Why Z-Bart? Because you don't want rust holes in your expensive vehicle. Let Z-Bart keep the rust away with professional rust protection. Only at Z-Bart.
Well, of a 16-13 loss to the Carolina Panthers on your home field as 2 touchdown favorites isn't bad enough, things just got worse for Green Bay. After a historic start to his season, tight end Tucker Kraft's year is over, with MRIs confirming Monday he suffered a torn ACL in Sunday's loss to Carolina. Head coach Matt LaFleur.
It's unfortunate because more than anything, I know how much Tuck puts into this, and he's a big part of our team, a great leader. You know, it's hard to replace that.
The Packers will roll with tight ends Luke Musgrave and John Fitzpatrick for the foreseeable future. I'm Alex Stroh.
This has been your Green and Gold Fix on 94.5 ESPN. Brought to you by Z-Bart of Greater Milwaukee.
Do you want your car to shine like a diamond? Then you need Z-Gloss from Z-Bart. Z-Gloss gives you a mirror finish and protects your paint from everything Mother Nature can throw at it with a 10-year guarantee. Visit zbart.com for more information.
At Citizens Bank, we believe banking is more than transactions. It's about being recognized and remembered. It's feeling like you're understood and supported along the way. It's the small stuff that says, we know you. Because when your bank gets you, banking just feels better. Citizens Bank. Bank where you belong. Learn more at citizensbankwi.bank/belong. Citizens Bank is member FDIC.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra, superior light beer, as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy Michelob Ultra at Bullwinkle's in Brookfield, Champs in Lake Geneva, Stenny's, and 3rd Street Market Hall in downtown Milwaukee. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Jen Latta, and I just had my walk-in closet redesigned by Closets by Design. Doug and his team in Mequon were amazing, from the first consultation to the final install, and now I have a beautiful, organized space for all of my clothes. They really brought my vision to life. Locally owned with the backing of a trusted national brand, they deliver expert design with a personal touch. Get 40% off plus an extra 15% off, and take advantage of 18-month free financing. Visit closetsbydesign.com or call 1-800-BY-DESIGN, and don't forget to tell them Jen from Jen Gabe and Chewy sent you.
Kyle Brust and Nortman's Ben Brust here for Grimal and Associates Insurance. They do what anyone with a growing family, like myself, does. Protect what matters most. Grimal and Associates specializes in coverage that's tailored exactly to you. Clients aren't just policies. They're part of their community. Personalized American Family Insurance back service, expert guidance, and genuine commitment. Grimal and Associates focuses on building trusted relationships and providing peace of mind. The same values they've had for over 30 years in the Milwaukee area. Connect with Grimal and Associates at teamgrimal.com.
Right now, more than 100,000 children waiting in foster care need our help. The Dave Thomas Foundation for Adoption is focused on finding them safe, permanent homes. Learn more at davethomasfoundation.org.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I'm going to enunciate the way I normally would as a nerdy fellow that I am.
3-time Wisconsin Sports Writer of the Year.
You know, you should be confident. You should be feeling yourself.
Holding everybody accountable.
I'm not saying you should be necessarily mad at him, but he bears some responsibility.
Jason Wilde is on Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Yeah, I don't want to do this for 3 more hours either, so we're good then.
Join Jason Wilde next summer and explore the British landscapes in England, Scotland, and Wales. Text travel to 800-990-3776 or visit ESPNMilwaukeeTravel.com for full details.
Tell me now, do you want it? I'll be seeing Jason Wilde at Bucket Honeys. We hope to see you there. Meet and greet, great food, learn about the trip to Ireland. Jason, what's going on?
I can't wait to learn more about the trip to England, Scotland, and Wales also.
Jason, we're obviously... Oh, I said Ireland. Oh, my gosh, I'm an idiot. England, Scotland, and Wales.
Did somebody tell you then, the way I corrected you there, that you had misspoke, or did you realize that? Okay.
Alex Stroh is here to pick up all of my mistakes, so he got in my ear right away and told me I was an idiot, which was correct. Now, Jason, we're got to keep it tight here because of the getting to the damn sports show and Jim, Matt, and Molly. What stood out to you in talking to Matt LaFleur today?
Well, I mean, it's hard to cover all the ground we covered with him, and I did ask him very directly about the 4th and 8 decision, and admitted that we were second-guessing him in the press box before he even ran the play, so it wasn't hindsight. But I thought, and this was something I was thinking about this morning, he hates questions about targets, absolutely hates it. But the fact of the matter is that, look, it sucks to lose Tucker Kraft no matter what. There is no silver lining. There is no good news there at all. But when it comes to trying to adjust to life without him, the way that they play offense probably helps a little bit. Now, it still does not replace a guy who's on pace for 70 catches and is one of the, ascending stars at the position, who was leading the NFL among tight ends in yards per game receiving-wise. But when you have the weaponry that they have and when you have the philosophy that Matt LaFleur has, and he didn't quite understand my question at first, but, it sucks to lose Tucker Kraft. But you know what would suck even more? If you had been throwing him 15 targets a game and a bunch of other guys weren't really involved, and now he's gone, now you're really in dire straits. And they're still in trouble, don't get me wrong. But, Wicks could be back this week. Reed will eventually be back. They've got Watson back now. Romeo Doubs has been productive. Matthew Golden, his shoulder injury is day-to-day, not week-to-week. So there's a good chance he's ready for the Eagles. So now he can have a better role than he's had. Savion Williams, when he's not fumbling the ball, is an interesting kind of gadget piece. So they're still in trouble. Don't get me wrong. But I think that they've got some opportunities here with the number of guys that they have at their disposal to do some good things and to recover from this.
Jason, did Jordan Love or Matt LaFleur provide any commentary on those long downfield passes from Jordan Love that, yes, Watson came down with one, but one was an ugly interception. They were triple coverage each time. Did anyone provide any explanation as to what was going on there?
Yeah, look, they were playing two deep safeties, and they decided to take some shots. I want to defend Jordan briefly because he said the one was like a punt, the interception. I don't think he meant it was like just as good as punting the ball because he's not an idiot. He knows it's first down. Well, I think what he was saying was it was so off target, and the way he threw it, it basically came down like a punt to the guy, and then he had all kinds of room to return. He ran it back 36 yards. So I don't think he was suggesting that, it's just like a punt. It's not really that damaging. I don't think Jordan's a dumb guy. I think he knew that was an egregious mistake. And I think in both instances, and this is what I think we talked about this last week, the two throws that he makes in the Pittsburgh game that work out, I think the throw to Watson against Pittsburgh was actually a really good throw. Like, he put it right where he needed to. He had another throw like that yesterday too, but it was still late down the middle, and he shouldn't have thrown it, but it worked out. The one that I had a problem with was where he was just getting blasted, and he throws it up to Tucker Kraft, and he admits after the game, which is my favorite part of this, I didn't really know where the ball was going. I was just hoping nothing bad would happen. Hope is not a strategy once you've released the ball. And so I think there's a little bit of a Favrean type deal there where, I'm going to throw it down there and give my guy a chance and hope it works out. And we know how many times it worked out for Brett. We also know that it did not work out for him a lot of times too.
Jason, really quickly, we don't have much time. McManus, is he hurt or is he just struggling right now? Which one is it?
Yes. He's both.
He's both.
There you have it.
And that's the problem. This is great. I'm being played off the stage like I'm at the Oscars. Awesome.
Any final words? Thank yous. And
yeah, can't wait to go to England, Scotland, and Wales with Colette. And I hope everybody will come out. Again, ESPN MilwaukeeTravel.com to find out information about tomorrow's event at Buck and Honey's in Monona. Hope to see you there.
join virtually. That's an option as well. That's Jason Wilde. You got Jim, Matt, and Molly up next in Madison, the damn sports show in Beaver Dam. Yes, Kyle?
Nobody else concerned about he's both. He's hurt and struggling. What the hell is what?
We have another
hour.
hour.
You're not even going to let him say, take care, be good?
Take care, be good, Jason, I guess.
We have another hour and 2 minutes. We can hit on that, Kyle. Thanks, Jason.
Take care, be good.
It is a little bit of a tight squeeze right now along 94 eastbound, starting at about 76th Street, stretching all the way past 35th. The westbound side of 94 is backing up from 17th Street all the way to Hawley Road, and then again from 92nd Street through the Zoo to the county line. Southbound 41, hefty ride from the county line to Good Hope Road, and then back on the brakes from Appleton Avenue all the way down past Hampton. The northbound side slowing from Mayfair Road up to Burleigh, and then on southbound 43, just a little bit of a backup from Fond du Lac Avenue down through the Marquette. Traffic is brought to you by Dick & Schroff Heating and Cooling, now hiring HVAC installers and service technicians. Join a winning positive team culture that sets them apart. Apply today at dickandschroff.com. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
This is Matt Meitner, owner of Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Do you find yourself talking to your dog but feel like she's not listening to you?
Bella, sit!
Are you constantly repeating yourself but she's not following your directions?
Sit! Sit!
Frustrating, isn't it? At Sit Means Sit Dog Training, we want to help you have a happy, confident, and obedient dog, and we also want to make the training process an enjoyable and worthwhile experience. Contact Sit Means Sit today to schedule a free consultation so we can create a customized training program so you are able to have the dog you want and deserve.
Sit Means Sit Dog Training. Sorry, we don't train husbands, wives, or kids.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Hey, this is Homer. You're listening to the home of Marquette basketball. 94.5 ESPN is WKTI and WKTI HD Milwaukee.
A locally owned Good Karma brand station. Broadcasting live from the Gruber Law Office's One Call That's All studio at the Avenue in downtown Milwaukee.
That I thought Kyle Wallace was. I thought he wouldn't be able to muster up courage to do that.
Did you see me exhale before I did it?
I did.
That was the fakest 414 hour I ever did. I had to just muster it up for KBN Nation because this is malarkey.
This is a malarkey.
Because y'all know what I want to say. This is a malarkey.
Yeah.
I'm not happy. I'm not happy at all. And then Jason made it worse.
Oh.
I don't know. He's both. The hell you mean he both? He hurt
Brandon
and
McManus.
struggling? The hell? Get his ass up out of there then. What you mean?
Yeah, the whole Brandon McManus thing going back to the thesaurus.
It's been a mess.
What a weird situation.
Last week he says he doesn't talk to kickers.
It's just ridiculous.
It's very silly.
And the way that Matt LaFleur has handled the kicking situation the whole time has been really bungled, right? I mean, yes, Goody plays a role in drafting, Anders Carlson and making the moves and whatever, but it's not like Matt LaFleur really created an environment for these guys to succeed. And now he's saying he doesn't talk to kickers. He can't really get on the same page with Brandon McManus with an injury. It's just very bizarre. Very bizarre.
Is it hard to figure out if somebody's hurt or not? Like, isn't there you have to be honest when you're a football player, right? Hey,
well, no,
I'm feeling about 75%.
No, football players are going to say, I feel great. I can go do my job.
Okay, Brandon, I know I don't talk to kickers, but what's going on? You seem to be below average. You remind me of Anders Carlson since you came back. Are you healthy? Are you okay? Because if you ain't okay, we had to get rid of the guy that sucked before you. So.
Well, I think you lean on the medical staff. And the Packers medical staff are fairly conservative.
Not in this sense. Not in this sense. Because Lucas had me thinking that he was a miracle. Like, what's going on here? 61 yards. Franchise record.
We'll see how this plays out throughout the week. I don't think this is the end of the conversation.
Dude, you have fans like Strofe saying, "Oh, well, maybe your kicker he missed the field goal, so maybe that's why you don't go for it. That's why you go for it on fourth down because he can't make a 31-yard field goal."
No, I don't think that was it. He cited that
it definitely played into it.
He cited going to his analytics guy and look at the win success rate of going for it or kicking it.
Matt LaFleur actually said, I don't talk to kickers. Maybe this is just a specialist talking. That's so immature. You're a head football coach. They put points on the board. You got to know the pulse of your team. You got to know what the heck's going on.
Yeah.
To just say, I don't talk to them like we're in the 80s and we're tough football guys. That's ridiculous.
It was Matt LaFleur's
2025 and they score points.
It was his favorite holiday for Halloween. He got to be all these different people.
Well, let's hear from Matt LaFleur. We're going to hear from a different head coach. And look, I want to start by saying I know these head coaches are different, but it's just interesting to see a perspective of two different head coaches after a loss. Let's start with Matt LaFleur after the loss against the Panthers.
Give credit to Carolina. They played the game that they had to play in order to beat us in regards to trying to run the football consistently throughout the course of the game and just make us dink and dunk the ball down the field, which we were able to move the ball, and then played good defense in the red zone. We had the 2 turnovers, missed a field goal. So we did enough things, just, we deservedly got our ass beat.
That was Matt LaFleur. This was Dan Campbell after the Lions lost to the Minnesota Vikings.
Everything we needed to do to lose that game. We made every critical error you needed to at the right time to lose it. Perfect storm. When you don't play well in all 3 phases, that falls on the head coach. That's me. So I did not have them ready coming out of a bye. We weren't. We made too many critical errors, man. Some of our discipline, the penalties, caught up to us. We just, man, there were some things we were out of sync. We'd never looked comfortable, and we just didn't make enough plays.
I mean, there's one guy who takes accountability and just, he wears it, and that's, Dan Campbell. But that's the guy who had to build the culture, right? He set the culture. Matt LaFleur came in, and he kind of just cruised with the culture the Packers had with Aaron Rodgers here. There's a difference.
It goes back to the conversation of, it's simply, and I do want to know this, and this is not a, full pick-on Matt LaFleur thing. Play calling, leadership, game situation, execution. When you look at Matt LaFleur, what do you think his strength is as a head coach? And I want to answer this. Everyone's got an answer. Everyone's got to pick the thing that they believe that Matt LaFleur is best at as a head coach.
Well, it's play calling. He was hired to basically try to resurrect Aaron Rodgers, right? Because Aaron Rodgers was struggling. He was this young offensive guru from the McVay tree, technically, I suppose. So it is play calling. And he seemed to be a great marriage with Aaron Rodgers, right? It hummed, and even Jordan Love. It does feel like that's plateaued or descended. So I can't choose any of the other ones. That is his thing. He's supposed to be an offensive mind. So if there's anything he's supposed to be great at, and that you could say he's great at, it's play calling. But after games like yesterday, you wonder where.
I found this one interesting. Stacy in the 414 on the Carvel's Talking text line. LaFleur's playbook, and not necessarily the playbook, but I see his overall point, is resembling Mike McCarthy the last 2 seasons. Dry.
Well, so I was wondering that because when he came out
different systems,
yeah,
but
the league catches up. The league catches up because Shanahan, McVay, they've figured out ways to keep it fresh and to find new players and new ways to continue to score points and get yardage and be unpredictable, right? In the good sense of the way. Matt LaFleur, so far this year, the last couple of years, it's not as red hot as it once was. And I just wonder if the league is caught up and if he hasn't adjusted out of it, because it does seem like he's trying things. He's let's just try jet sweeps. Let's try lateral screens. Let's try this, disjointed run game that should lead to passing game. It seems like he's trying things, which it doesn't lead me to believe he has a great plan. He doesn't feel confident about it.
Strofe, what do you believe in most with Matt LaFleur as a head coach?
Yeah, it probably would have been play calling, but that feels
yucky.
Wrong. Yeah, yucky.
It's
probably
a bad time to say that.
Yeah, bad time to say it. But I agree with Brad. I think his points are correct. I'd go with something, and if we went more specific, just scheming guys open would probably be But again,
This is a
feels
really
little yucky.
inspiring conversation
It feels
right
a little,
now.
well, obviously it feels yucky coming off of a loss, but I think like second half of in Pittsburgh, you could feel good about it. Even prior to this year, the first year of Jordan Love, you feel good about it. But yeah, it's been a discouraging year, to talk about me sounding encouraging. It's been a discouraging year for just about everything you feel good about him, which is why I think fans believe he should be on the hot seat.
Kyle.
Yeah, I mean, everybody said it's play calling because it absolutely is play calling, but something that he needs to be better at. He definitely needs to be better at just overall going into the game or what the game plan is going to be. I think one of y'all mentioned it earlier, the games last year where they played against the Colts and they played against the Titans, where you had in Malik Willis, you knew you had to run the football. You had to use the ground. And when Malik Willis was in there, he just had him be a game manager, right? He made sure he had all the easy throws. He tried to simplify it as much as possible for him. I'm not saying simplify it for Jordan Love. What I'm saying is we need to figure out what is the identity going to be. Are we going to run the dang football or are we going to pass the dang football and then figure it out from there? But I just think that he needs to come up with a game plan of how do I want to attack? What is the identity of this football team going to be? Is it going to be, you know what, we're going to take a lot of shots, we're going to try to score many points, or we're going to ground and pound and play action fake it and dink and dump? He has to figure out what this is going to be, but he is a good play caller, but he just needs to figure out what he wants the identity of this ball team to be. And I think a lot of that can be, honestly, I'm going to lean on trying to get that run game going and let Jordan Love pick people apart on the short game and take what they give to you deep, because I believe what you saw against the Carolina Panthers of them taking away the deep explosive plays is what they're going to see. So now they need to just be patient, right? Don't go chasing, as he said, the big plays. Take what they give you, go underneath, and win the ball game by moving the sticks, moving the chains.
Well, Ben, real quick before you go, I said play calling, and I believe that. But sometimes I just wonder, like, is he calling plays, and you said scheming guys open? I feel like he's not working to their strengths, right? I mean, I feel like we're not running the ball in such a way that leans to Josh Jacobs' strengths. I feel like Jordan Love is so good in the intermediate passing game, like 7 to 17 yards. How many times do we see Romeo Doubs across the middle or an out route that hits with really good rhythm on the outside? I mean, all the time we see that, but we're going short, long. I don't think either of those benefit this offense. So I just wonder, like, are we doing things that are really gearing towards your guy's strength?
And if Jordan Love is doing something you don't want him to do within the offense, going short, and then taking a long shot, it is your responsibility as the head football coach to say, Jordan, don't do that. Be patient. You need to make sure you are coaching and mentoring him up, because Jordan Love is still early in his career. And so you need to make sure if Jordan Love is...
I don't know how much longer we can use early in his career.
It's his third year as a starter. So that's
but he also sat around and got to watch and learn. Look,
I think that's fair.
Jordan gets antsy. I don't know if y'all can...
We were calling him MVP candidate last week.
Yeah, at the time...
So glad we didn't place anyone on that one.
Things change quickly. But again, I put a lot of that on his head football coach, because he has to look him in the eye. He has to have confidence in him. But I need for him to have more command of this football team, and specifically of his quarterback, to say, this is what we're going to do. This is what my expectations are. Don't you throw that ball up there again. Matter of fact, on 4th and 8, when Jordan Love was running for his life and threw the ball like that, Matt LaFleur should have been standing on the sideline with his hands on his hips. You know, when mama coming, well, y'all may not know, but you walk and you see somebody with their hands on the hip, like, what in the hell was that? What were you doing? He needs some of that. He needs somebody to kind of be like, hey, be smarter.
But I would have been like, you're an idiot, kick the field goal.
That's very true. A little bit of friction.
What are you saying to me? Don't throw the ball up. You had me run around with my head cut off, and then nobody got open, so I had to do something.
And you know what Matt Flores said? You know what? That's fair. That's fair. We both messed up. Pat on the back to us.
That's not good enough.
Collective pat on the back.
We both messed up.
It's not good enough.
But no, they both need to be better, and the expectations have to be higher, because the schedule gets tougher, and I need this team to execute better. And again, I believe it starts with Matt LaFleur game plan and getting these guys ready. He showed us what he can do against the Titans last year, against the Colts last year. Now we need to see that type of game plan, that strategic of a game plan for the rest of the season.
You'd think it'd be easier with more talent. Not that Malik Willis isn't like...
No, when you have more
talent,
when you have more talent, then you feel like
more should be possible.
I could open things up and try a little bit. He had to play it super tight because he understood that Malik Willis was limited. Well, he knew Malik was limited, right? So he had to devise some great game plans. I don't think he's put together magnificent game plans enough this season.
I for damn sure would not touch game situation, time management as a strength. For damn sure. Execution and discipline, the timely penalties. I mean, goodness gracious, they should be running laps for like whoever makes that mistake. Like, send a message, like something So it's too often. They get Christian Watson makes a great play down the field, and they literally just beat themselves up, pushing the ball out of the red zone. Out of the red zone. It's like, all right, there you go. Like that was the connection. This is what everyone was excited for, bringing Christian Watson back. Contested catch, like you're like, all right, damn, Christian, we missed you, and then you get nothing, absolutely nothing. Leadership and culture.
No,
you don't have to say anything. I'm letting silence speak for itself.
The culture is a little bit too laid back.
Rasheed Walker. Is your culture going to have somebody saying 17-0?
Dude, I think that's so overblown, talking about 17 damn and all. Like, what is he supposed to say? Oh, we're focused on it. No, man, listen, we feeling good.
It's pretty ridiculous to say.
It's ridiculous
and then they
to
went
say.
and lost.
But his comments didn't determine that they're going to lose that football game.
It's a mindset. It's a mindset.
No, you think he had that mindset like, oh, I'm going to be easy to go against Myles Garrett? Heck, no.
He said even last year they should have been that.
Well, good. I want him to think they're supposed to be undefeated. That's what I want my guy to think. We should win every single game.
That's it's immaturity, though, right? It's an immature response.
I think we're looking far too into what a left tackle said.
It's about the message of your head coach being able to ensure that they're on the same page and you echo the same boring messages.
So a guy saying 17-0 is going to keep him from winning a Super Bowl. Got it.
It's not, but it goes to, again, you're a reflection of your head coach, and what people say externally matters based off of what the internal message is.
Yeah, AJ Brown was on the sideline reading a book. And they still won a Super Bowl. People were talking about that. They were pouting. Was that? They were pouting last year.
They have ridiculous talent.
They do have ridiculous talent. I'm just saying, like, I don't think we should be overblowing somebody's comments and saying that's poor leadership. That's just a guy sitting there just speaking
it's cumulative, right? Because what would you say is the team's culture?
No, I would say the team's culture is way too laid back. I think the players have entirely they're too calm. I don't feel like they get on edge around Matt. I feel like sometimes when Ben talks about it with Ben talks about with Bo Ryan. I like when somebody gets upset and get mad. Like Savion Williams should have been shaking in his boots after he fumbled yesterday. He should have been like, "Oh my gosh, I may not go back in the game." And they should have benched him. You know why? To teach him a lesson early in his career that we aren't going to allow that to happen. You killed our momentum. This football game literally probably looks different if he does not fumble. The Packers were driving to score and go up early on their first drive, go up 7-0. He fumbles, he kills momentum, and now we're in a dang dogfight.
Yeah.
And we lost. We lost the dang dogfight.
Anything else you want to get off your chest?
Oh my gosh. It's just I'm just stunned. At halftime, I was thinking like, okay, we're down, but here we go. We're doing the same thing. We're down by a point. The Packers are going to come back. It's ugly, but we'll be okay. And he panicked. Like Matt LaFleur panicked. He went for it on 4th and 8 after losing like 4 yards. That is a panic move with 11 minutes left in the dang fourth quarter in the game. You're playing the Panthers. The Panthers' offense wasn't just like dominant. They were able to move the chains, but they weren't able to finish drives either. And you panicked. And you lost us the game because of your panic. The Packers are going to make the field goal, get the ball back, and score a touchdown and be up. But nope, your coach got all worried and concerned and panicked.
Were you looking outside your home with tears?
I wish I was looking outside my home. I was at a bar for the game. But when I got home, I did touch on my windows and say, you always make me feel good, just like you can do the same thing. And we're deep into the fall now. And if you've been putting off those home improvement projects, this is your reminder. The cold weather is on the way. It's going to be cold next week. And one of the smartest upgrades you can make is replacing those old, drafty windows before the winter hits. Universal Windows Direct is making it easier than ever to do exactly that. When you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free with no limit, and that alone is a great deal, but it gets even better. 36 months of 0% financing with equal monthly payments, same as cash, and a $500 bonus off your next home improvement project. Don't wait until it's freezing outside and your furnace is running overtime. Lock in your savings and upgrade your home today by calling 414-410-2000 or visit universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate. And like me, you'll be saying, KBN Nation, I love my windows.
Speaking of 4th and 8, have an update on why Matt LaFleur decided to go for it.
Wait a minute. He just said something new?
Something I want to share with you. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I was like, it's the 4-1-4 hour at 4.
I'm not going to lie. I feel like the kid who got picked on the sports team. I was like, oh, you want me? No way.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Westbound 894, right about at 27th Street, we have a crash on the right shoulder, so you're going to want to watch out for that. It is slowing down out of the Mitchell interchange to that point. We've also got some delays on southbound 894, basically from Greenfield Avenue all the way down into the Hale interchange. We do have the right lane blocked on westbound Greenfield Avenue right at 894, so that's going to be affecting your ride on Greenfield Avenue itself. Westbound 94, slowing from 17th Street to Mitchell Boulevard. Eastbound is slow from just before 76th Street all the way past 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Fisco Auto Body. Call Fisco Auto Body to help with all body repair needs. Fisco, Fisco, Fisco. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
At Tony Wendorf & Associates First Weber Group, we do more than close deals. We serve with gratitude and faith-filled purpose. We've sold over $300 million in real estate since 2020, one of the top-ranked real estate teams in Wisconsin, and we're just getting started. What sets us apart? We care. Even if we're not your agent, we'll still help. That's the kind of stewardship the community deserves. If you're buying or selling across southeastern Wisconsin, let us earn your trust. I'm Tony Wendorf, and I want to create your red carpet experience. Contact us at wendorfteam.firstweber.com.
The delicious taste of victory deserves something equally superior. Cheer on your team with Michelob Ultra. At 2.6 carbs and 95 calories, it's a superior, smooth taste worth playing for. Grab a Michelob Ultra Superior Light beer as you cheer your team on. Michelob Ultra, official beer sponsor of the Milwaukee Bucks. Enjoy a Michelob Ultra at Deer Camp in Milwaukee, Champs in Brookfield, Club Paragon in Greenfield, and Magoo's on the Mound in Milwaukee. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hey, it's Brad Nortman, and when it comes to my home, I want a team that I can trust, and that's Lifetime Home Services. From cleaner air and radon safety to custom closets and electrical work, they do it all under one roof. What I'm most excited about right now is their epoxy floors. They make your garage clean, durable, and organized, with shelving and storage to get everything off the floor. For over 30 years, families have trusted Lifetime Home Services to make their home safer and better looking. Trusted solution, lifetime results. Schedule today at lifetimehomeservices.com.
Truck crash? Call Gruber Offices. One call, that's all.
Hey, it's Isaac Miller, junior defensive end in high school. 14 Division I offers. Yep, 1-4. Wisconsin, Michigan, Florida, Miami, you name it. Everyone's asking, where's Isaac going? Well, I'll tell you this. It's going to be big, it's going to be loud, and it's going to be legendary. But first, I'm hitting the weight room in my Iron Jock gear. Because no matter what logo I wear next, Iron Jock is how I get there. Stay tuned and go to ironjock.com. That's ironjoc.com.
When storms hit or accidents happen, it's not just about property, it's about people. I'm Mandy Grimal-Lococo with Grimal & Associates Insurance. We help families bundle home, auto, and life coverage so you're never facing life's what-ifs alone. With the heavy rains we've seen in Milwaukee, we'll review your policy to be sure water backup, sump pump failures, and flood risks don't drain your wallet. Your home is more than walls and a roof, it's where life happens. At Grimal & Associates Insurance in Shorewood, we're here to protect your home, your family, and your peace of mind. Call us today at 414-332-0838.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Milwaukee on YouTube, and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I know that there's more time left in the game, but thought we had a play that we liked that potentially could score, and it didn't work out. So that's just part of the risk of it. If it doesn't work out, it's going to get second guessed, and interested. I had our guys take a look at just the probabilities, and it was like a 1% difference in regards to win percentage. So not that it makes you feel any better. I mean, it didn't work out, so it is what it is. Yeah.
Matt LaFleur today at his press conference, when asked about 4th and 8, 1% difference in win probability. Now, we have a big time research guy, football analytics, probability guru. And Josh DiMaggio, producer of Jen, Gabe, and Chewy, host of Mr. Irrelevant with Strofe. Did he bring this stat up to you, Strofe, on Mr. Irrelevant?
I don't believe so.
He texted us, and he had said, put the scenario down 7, 4th and 8, 13 yards from the opponent end zone situation. Field goal attempt, 37% win percentage. Go for it, 34% win percentage. That's a 3% difference in win percentage, according to Josh DiMaggio. I also looked at some replies to a tweet from Matt Schneidman of The Athletic, who put this quote out, and there was one that popped up that had a 5%. I guess percentages aside, pretty hard for me to listen to. We had a play we thought we could score after you get pushed back and you hadn't had success in the red zone. How am I supposed to buy? How are fans supposed to buy that you had the play on 4th and 8 to score? That's the part of the audio from him a second ago that's frustrating.
You thought Christian Watson was going to be open on the post?
Just like that. I will say, moody Matt LaFleur is one of my favorite versions of Matt LaFleur. He did not look like he wanted to entertain that question. But the reality is, if the play unfolded and it went through a receiver's hands or something like that, I'd be like, you know what? I get it. You're risking it. It seemed to work out. It seemed like to be confidence in the play, but people are human. The play was an utter debacle. I mean, it was there was a lot of plays you could point to in this game where you're scratching your head and you're like, what are we doing out there? And that's probably top 3. So the fact that is what happens on a 4th and 8 play, I get plays can be broken, but you try to pick plays in critical moments that are as foolproof as possible, right? That can
Were they fooled?
I mean, and I think the Packers looked like fools out there. So
I was asking if the Panthers were fools.
Oh
no, they were probably like, "Oh wow, okay, go right ahead."
We're just gonna do this.
Do we understand that 8 yards is not easy to get? You get 4 chances to get 10 yards, and the Green Bay Packers only got 2. They only got 2.
And this is the 13-yard line, so everything's very condensed.
Yeah, exactly.
Very
so it
condensed.
makes it even harder to get. This was a foolish.
And they actually on the broadcast, I thought, did a great job of showing some of the struggles that the Packers were having in the red zone based off of the way that the Panthers were playing in that red zone. They had guys literally littered across the end zone, and they were saying, you have to put it in front of us in order to get in the red zone or into the end zone.
And Matt LaFleur said, or maybe it was Jason Wilde that said, that Matt LaFleur said, but they were playing 2 high safeties a lot of the game, right? Everything becomes condensed. That's why they felt like they had to dink and dunk it down the field. You can't dink and dunk 8 yards. So if what's getting you there is the short passes, you're getting small chunks, all of a sudden you need a fairly large chunk, and you're not succeeding at that, and they're defending against that, and analytics tell you not to do that, and the play was a complete debacle. It's just, I don't know. You compare that to the Dan Campbell audio we played earlier in the show where he said, that's on me, fully. Everything across the board. That was a bad call by me. I mean, it sounded like Matt LaFleur is basically like, it's just the flip of the coin, and you never know how these things are going to work out.
And the thing is, you have to understand about flow, right, and momentum. The Green Bay Packers obviously did not have momentum going into that play. And again, they called the timeout. They had to pause. They didn't have exactly what they needed in order to have the right momentum to finish the team off. So it was just a bad play call. The offense wasn't humming. The defense of the Carolina Panthers was playing well against your offense. You didn't have any advantages, and you weren't really pressed, right? When you went for it later, the next time you got the ball, I believe it was 4th and 3, and Malik Heath caught the pass for 11 yards. You had to go for it at that point, but you had a whole lot more of the field to work with where guys were dropping back and maybe guys could sneak open to pick up that 3 yards. And so
they're playing the same way that I remember watching that play. I was like, all right, they got that one. Because they're playing soft and back.
Exactly. And so, again, it's just very bad on Matt LaFleur, and he definitely has to be kicking himself because he should be better than that. And I'll keep saying, our quarterback in Jordan Love deserves better than that. He does.
He deserves better than Matt LaFleur putting him in a spot to have to make a play in 4th and 8?
Yes, he deserves better than a head football coach who decided that was the right thing to do at that moment. He put Jordan Love in
just
a terrible
that
situation.
moment or the entire game?
Multiple moments, but he put Jordan Love in a bad situation at that point. And again, I think it's just reflective of who Matt LaFleur is, and that's why the football team lost. He's too indecisive.
Strofe, you've been working the phones very quiet today. What kept you up at night?
Oh, you know the answer.
Sending
Kraft?
Brad sending Brad a little meme to post, huh? You having a lot of fun, giggling and sniggling yesterday.
No, I just want our content creators to create content.
Giggling and sniggling. Oh, we were going to post this. I was so mad at that. Y'all don't understand. I want him to say, shut up. Be mad.
Are you calling into question Stroh's fanhood?
Yeah, very much so. He was happy, was he not? Wasn't he happy? He was just, hey, Brad.
Happy?
Hey, Brad, we were going to post this. Post it, Brad. Dig at me more, Brad.
I'm not going to interact with this. The thing that kept me up at night was Tucker Kraft. I watched Matt LaFleur's press conference last night, as I always do.
As you go to bed?
Yeah, it kept me up. No bedtime after that one.
No bedtime after what one?
After watching that press conference.
So hang on.
I'm wearing glasses today for a reason.
Did you watch the press conference live, or did you wait to do it before bed?
I waited to do it until I was in bed.
What's the thing with you watching the press conference right before bed?
Because usually like I'm spending time with my girlfriend, and she goes to bed before I do. So like I'm trying to not think about work / the Packers.
Do you have headphones in?
No.
Really? She sleeps through it, huh?
I play it on the TV.
Okay.
In our room. Yeah.
Wow. What besides Tucker Kraft? Because I get that, but like, what about Tucker? What besides that?
Well, I think it's related to that. I'm really down on the team right now. Not in terms of I don't think they're good or I don't think they'll make the playoffs, but I'm really questioning whether or not they have a championship identity, which I wasn't questioning prior to yesterday. I thought the Browns lost. So I may have texted you guys. I don't remember who I texted this to. But the Browns loss was for sure the most discouraging of the season. In fact, in recent memory. Because the Bears lost last year in Week 18 didn't really matter, right? It was fun for Bears fans. They got to clown us, whatever. But we were going to the playoffs. They weren't. The Browns loss was discouraging, and it made you go, ouch. But you thought, okay, well, this will be a wake-up call. It's early enough in the season. It's only October. You know, a loss is a loss here, whatever. But then they did the same damn thing. And I know a caller brought this up earlier, but I led Mr. Irrelevant with this. This is a team that won the yardage battle by 104 yards. They were in the red zone 5 times versus Carolina's 3. They won time of possession. There was a couple other stats where they just outperformed, and they were 13.5-point favorites, yet they lost the football game.
They only scored 13 points.
And they only scored 13 points. So you could be down on the defense and their lack of getting off the field, but they only allowed 16 points. That should be good enough to win a football game in the NFL.
Especially against the Panthers.
Yeah.
Who you saw in recent games give up some
40
big points.
Yeah, 40 last week.
Chris chimes in on the Carbless Talking text line. I think this is very fair. Kyle's still in his feels. Taking it out on Strofe because he doesn't know how to handle his emotions.
No, I was so upset when I saw that because Strofe and I are supposed to be like the Packer backers, and seeing Strofe just type in, he wrote it multiple times too, and I was just like, "Stop it, Strofe! Why do you want him to post something to dance on our grave?"
I'm with Chris here. I think you need to work on.
Yeah,
handling.
you're lashing out.
Yeah,
No,
on everyone else.
I was legitimately mad because I was looking at the text. I'm like, what is he? He doesn't even make sense with the text.
All right,
Did you like my tweet? Did you like it?
You think did I like it or did I like it on social media? I didn't like it in. I didn't
like it on Twitter.
Didn't like it on Twitter, nor do I like it in life person. No, I hate it. I hate everything about it. I hate that it's sitting in my phone right now with you big L on your chest. I hate it all. Hate it all.
Do you want to explain what it is?
Yeah. So there's a picture of me playing for Carolina. Strofe alongside of Will Summers and Matty Hayes, a lot of our content team, made it so that my number 8 that I wore for the Panthers was a big L. And ESPN Milwaukee Twitter account was going to post that if and when the Packers went ahead and beat the Panthers. But that didn't happen. So I grabbed that picture, posted on my socials, and was just appalled at the disrespect of photoshopping me and putting a big L on me because I'm the Packers.
Dude, you're a walking L.
Doug.
You never won a championship.
Place, Brad. That's true. There was some irony in that.
Let's wash that away, though.
Yeah, that's right. Because if you're like me, you got to wash that out from inside and out. And Tsunami Express Car Wash is the only place where you can get that deep clean that your car deserves. I mean, after all, you spend so much money on that car. Purchasing it, maintaining it. You want to look good in it. You want to take care of it to make it last. And Tsunami Express is the only car wash that is worthy of your car. I mean, tell me what other car wash has T2 with graphene. That's the best package and the best wash that you can find on the market. That's just a fact. And if you want to give it a test run, then you get yourself a free wash. That's right. All the Tsunami Express across Milwaukee is offering a free wash when you sign up online for your first wash at TsunamiExpress.com. It's a $25 MVP caliber car wash loaded with gloss, protection, all the extras like a vacuum and do-it-yourself detailing supplies. Tsunami Express is going to make you feel like you just rolled that car right off the lot. So I want you to experience everything that Tsunami Express has to give you in your car and how Tsunami Express can help you wash, chill, repeat with Tsunami Express.
Starting to realize I think Kyle just has it out for Strofe. More next.
What?
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, KBN.
And that Alex Strofe, you look like you had something to say. Brewers!
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
Trouble on 894 southbound. The ramp to get onto the Rock Freeway in the hail from southbound 894 is closed right now because of a crash. It's happened right in the beginning of that where you rear off to get onto the Rock. Unfortunately, that is going to be there, and that is also going to cause some big headaches. We got delays all the way down from Greenfield Avenue. On southbound 41, we've got delays right past Good Hope Road all the way down past Hampton. Northbound side's backing up just before Mayfair Road all the way up past Burleigh, and again heading up from Capitol Drive to past Hampton. We've also got westbound 94 backing up out of the Marquette all the way to Mitchell Boulevard. A couple other pockets of heavy traffic heading into Waukesha County. Eastbound slowing down from Barker Road to Calhoun, and again from 84th Street all the way to about 35th. Traffic is brought to you by Life Navigators Soap and Suds Drive. Your donation of body wash, hand soap, or laundry pods will help local kids and adults with disabilities stay healthy all year. Learn more at lifenavigators.org. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast tonight, partly cloudy skies, a low of 38. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high of 58. Weather is brought to you by Wisconsin Indoor Golf Center in Waukesha. Play over 2,000 courses, including that famous one with the green jackets. Book your bay at wisconsinindoorgolfcenter.com. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazaga on 94.5 ESPN.
Is it time to buy an engagement ring?
Or a big anniversary diamond?
Kessler's has diamonds that come from diamond mines.
And we also have diamonds that come from plasma chambers.
When you see the size of the diamond you can afford when you look at our high-tech newborn created diamonds,
you're going to be happy, happy, happy.
And with approved credit, our financing plans make anything possible.
Our selection of engagement rings is beyond compare.
And our custom design department can modify any ring in any way you choose.
Anyone who says they can give you a better ring
or a better diamond
or a better price
has never been to Kessler's.
And our miraculous no small print warranty says,
if you bought it at Kessler's, it's guaranteed.
It's just that simple.
And all maintenance is free forever.
No charge.
Yes, it really is that miraculous.
You found a partner you want to share your life with.
When you're ready to celebrate,
we've got a diamond for that.
Find the Kessler's nearest you at KesslersDiamonds.com.
The Previent Law Firm wanted to streamline their document printing. The firm's office manager, Chris Wilms.
And then I sat down with our rep, and he helped us find a better solution that would be cost-effective.
James Imaging Systems Managed Print Services Program. All your print technology bundled under one program that includes parts, supplies, and service, all for one low cost per print.
Right, a better solution to help us save money over the long term.
And there's flexibility should your business needs change.
Yes, so that again is where we get the value of our money to readjust it, to go and update our contracts.
Chris, sounds like you might be willing to recommend managed print services from James Imaging Systems to other businesses.
Oh, I definitely would tell them James Imaging.
James Imaging Systems, managed print services, AI-driven workflow automation, security enhancements, and digital transformation. Call 262-781-7700. 262-781-7700. James Imaging Systems, your local business technology partner.
Tito's Handmade Vodka is America's favorite vodka for a reason. From the first legal distillery in Texas, Tito's is 6 times distilled till it's just right, and naturally gluten-free, making it a high-quality spirit that mixes with just about anything, from the smoothest martinis to the best Bloody Marys. Tito's is known for giving back, teaming up with nonprofits to serve its communities and do good for dogs. Make your next cocktail with Tito's. Distilled and bottled by 5th Generation Inc., Austin, Texas. 40% alcohol by volume. Savor responsibly.
The new Piggly Wiggly Pig Points program is here, and earning rewards just got easier. Now you'll earn 10 pig points for every $1 you spend, and redeem those points on your favorite products right in the store. It's simple, it's rewarding, and it's all right here at your neighborhood Piggly Wiggly. So shop more, earn more, and save more, only at Piggly Wiggly. Sign up today at shopthepig.com.
Piggly Wiggly, shop the pig.
You're listening to Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN.
Caliber team. To be a championship caliber team, you need a great coach, solid leadership on the field, and killer instinct. The Packers have none of the above. Now, it's Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, and Brad Nortman. Brad, you made it to a Super Bowl, so you've been in a locker room that the team won the NFC Championship game, and you played in a Super Bowl. To your calculation, do the 2025 Packers have a championship caliber team?
No, they do not. Not what I'm seeing.
That was quick, easy.
Every championship team I was ever a part of, particularly my time in the NFL, there was no doubt on identity. There was no doubt on who your weapons were. There was no doubt on what the strengths and weaknesses of your team were. But you approach each game with an utmost level of confidence that there was just little doubt going into any game. Now, our team for Carolina Panthers was slightly different, being 15-1, so we didn't really have many game letdowns like what the Packers just experienced yesterday. But every Super Bowl team that I can think of in recent memory, could be the Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles or the great Patriots teams or whatever, there was elite quarterback play. There was a great coach with a palpable culture, full of discipline, great defenses that you just wondered how we're going to move the ball on them, and they work together symbiotically to where it's hard to find a chink in the armor. With this Green Bay Packer team, that's not the case, at least not at this point. 8 games into the season, you got an inconsistent quarterback who shows moments of greatness, but he's inconsistent. You've got an indecisive head coach. You've got a lack of culture. You can't get the running game going. And the one thing that I think your defense does have is a pass rush that's able to take over for a questionable secondary, but you're proving you can't stop the run consistently. And if Micah Parsons is getting double or triple teamed, who are we really confident in to get pressure on the quarterback? So there's just too many issues right now for me to say, oh yeah, this is a Super Bowl team. If this is a Super Bowl team, they're going to have to morph into something that they're currently not right now that's reflective of Super Bowl teams.
And is that possible through 8 games, 9 weeks.
Oh, no, probably not. It's nothing short of a miracle because this doesn't look like a Super Bowl team. And, short of Jordan Love playing like a legit MVP. I'm talking legit MVP. You're resurrecting Favre and Rodgers to a certain degree. I don't see how this team can do it.
The majority of our conversation would say that the man in charge is part of the reason why he's being held back. Kyle, do you spot any lies in what Brad has said?
I don't spot too many lies. I guess for me, I asked Brad, do you see any potential for this roster growing, right? Like, obviously, the run game, stopping the run had been a problem in this last game for the Green Bay Packers. The offense inconsistencies in the quarterback play, and you need a quarterback to play at an extremely high level to win a Super Bowl. But do you see any room for improvement where this team can go from a playoff team to a legitimate Super Bowl contender?
Well, that's what's interesting about this roster, right? Because I think before the season, we've seen moments of this team looks like they could be playing at an elite level. We've seen elite quarterback play out of Jordan Love. We've seen an elite Micah Parsons, and we're still waiting on running the football, but this team is not devoid of talent, right? Which a lot of teams can't say that. However, putting it together has served to be a challenge, and I can't understand why. And I think that's where you go to coaching of putting these pieces together. But the players need to be able to step up, make better decisions, and actually execute. Because when it comes to running the football to me feels like pure level of execution. When you scheme up a play, everybody is accounted for some degree.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're not running the football, it's because your O-line is not blocking the way they should be, or maybe your running back isn't having the vision.
Well, Jacobs did well yesterday, 5 yards per carry.
Okay, it was a little bit of a step forward, but still not a strength how it should be a strength, especially in Matt LaFleur's offense. So yes, they could take that step, but we were waiting for that step to be taken in the offseason. We thought this would be a rival of sorts after this team grows up, matures. They've been through the fire of postseason and big games. So the fact that you're still dealing with the same issues is frustrating, especially when last year you could look at it and say, you know what, Jordan Love was hurt, and they lost to good teams. They beat good to bad teams. So they're right there. They're knocking on the door. They've played one really good team in the Detroit Lions. They beat them, which is pretty impressive. But the play down to these opponents is it's not reflective of a championship team.
It's just so, I guess it's so hard to wrap your mind around it because they didn't punt yesterday, right? Like, you had an interception, turnover on downs, and you're able to move the football and, drives that were, 9 plays, 10 plays, 11 plays, 12 plays. It's just puzzling of why this football team just couldn't find a way to finish drives. I guess that's what makes it so odd. Is like, it's not like it was just 3 and out, where they have had games where they had multiple 3 and outs. It's just puzzling yesterday.
It's also puzzling, as you just brought up, and something I guess I hadn't thought about, was last year our knock on the team was they can't beat good teams. And we kind of got to throw that narrative out the window after week 1 of this year when they just slaughtered Detroit.
And followed it up with Washington. We thought
Stop with Washington.
Yeah, Washington stinks.
Yeah,
Did you watch them last night? Look at the TV right there. They're replaying the game.
More injuries, more old. Look
at the TV.
Jaden Daniels was playing too.
38-7 last night.
Again, I was just saying week 2, that was what
we thought it was a better win than it was. But regardless, week 1 specifically, I think we looked at that and we went, whoa, okay, this team's got another level of swagger this year.
Yep, they cured their issue.
They can't beat bad teams now.
Which is worse.
It makes no sense.
It really doesn't.
It makes no sense.
Because you saw how they got up last week against Pittsburgh, and I think we would all agree, Pittsburgh, who beat Indianapolis, best record in football yesterday. Pittsburgh's a better team than Carolina, yes? Nobody's going to object to that?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense.
That's the whole conversation today, is trying to make sense of the inconsistencies. And it all goes back to LaFleur right now.
You asked me what kept me up at night. I like puzzles. Okay, I'm a puzzle guy. I play all the New York Times puzzles. I play my LinkedIn puzzles. I like puzzles. I like solving things.
Can't solve this one right now.
We do these strength finders for our job. They tell you what your number 1 strength is. My number 1 strength is I'm a restorative human. I like problem solving.
It's not curiosity and follow-up questions?
That was a good pop by you. That's probably right up there, too. Probably right up there. But I can't figure this team out at all. Right? I mentioned the Tucker Kraft injury, I think, is so detrimental to their long-term success. They could still win a playoff game.
You know what's a good point about you making about the Tucker Kraft thing? he was like the one piece where you know what
you know
he
what
was.
you're gonna get. Yeah, at least on the offense.
An identity.
At least on the offense. Yeah, totally agree. So.
Yeah, it's a tough loss, a definitely tough loss. But something you can get is great windows with Universal Windows Direct. And I'm telling y'all, when I made that call to Universal Windows Direct, they were able to come to my house. They were able to give me a consultation. And the installation, all it took was a couple hours. And bada boom, bada bang, my beautiful windows are in my house. I want you to have that exact same feeling. If you or someone in your house is thinking about upgrading, hey, look no further than Universal Windows Direct. All you got to do is call them at 414-410-2000 or visit them at universalwindowsdirect.com, and they'll come in for your free in-home estimate. They'll let you know that the windows are fantastic, they're energy efficient, but more importantly, they'll let you know when you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and then on top of that, they'll let you know you can get 0% financing for 36 months. Yep, and a bonus they'll give you is $500 off your next home improvement project. So if you're thinking about upgrading your windows, look no further than Universal Windows Direct by visiting them at universalwindowsdirect.com to schedule your free in-home estimate, and like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
Hopefully Brian Balaga, the Super Bowl champ, can help Strofe solve his puzzle. Next.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
I text Greg Scalzo, and I say, Greg, I'm sorry, I'm going to be late to work. I'm caught in an international conspiracy.
On ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
It's time for tip-off as the Milwaukee Panthers basketball teams begin their seasons on Monday night. The action starts with the women's team taking on Loyola at 6 in the Kalachi Center on campus. The men's team hits the Panther Arena court at 7 as they battle Hampton. You've got plenty of MKE basketball action to take in on Monday, November 3rd. Join us at 6 for the women's game or 7 for the men's game. For details and to score your tickets, visit MKEPanthers.com. Milwaukee Panthers Athletics for the MKE.
This is Eric Brown, owner of Siding Unlimited, letting you know that Siding Unlimited installs Pella windows and doors. That's right, Siding Unlimited installs windows, and we do it really well, earning the prestigious Pella Platinum Premier National Certified Contractor of the Year award 5 times. New windows, our expert team will deliver on a smooth, hassle-free installation, making you feel proud of calling Siding Unlimited for your window project. What's the next step? Call 262-567-4513 or go to sidingunlimited.com.
Make the best seat in the house yours. Carbless delivers the handcrafted cocktail experience right to your living room. Bold flavor, no carbs, no sugar, just 100 calories, and all the taste with none of the extra baggage. From kickoff to the final play, Carbless is your game day go-to. Hosting friends, watching with family, or celebrating every big drive, Carbless keeps the good times pouring. So when the game's on the line, make the winning call. Skip the mixing, grab the bliss, and make every seat the best seat in the house. Find Carbless near you at drinkcarbless.com.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been Milwaukee's one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Change your grocery game plan to locally owned Century Foods, home of the best meat, freshest produce, and tastiest treats. Now through Wednesday, save on 14.75 to 29.45 ounce selected varieties Culinary Circle Pizza, 2 for $10. 46 to 48 ounce selected varieties Blue Bunny Dairy Dessert, $3.99. 4 to 6 count selected varieties Dan & Light and Fit or Oikos Multi-Pack Yogurt, 2 for $7. Gallon selected varieties Prairie Farms White Milk, $3.99.
I am starving.
Oh, no. Never walk into a Century when you're hungry.
Unless it's free sample day. Ooh, pizza, yes. I'd love to try that one.
My husband thinks he can make a meal out of grocery store samples.
Need to wash this down. I think I see someone handing out samples in the liquor department.
Geez, can we focus on our list?
What's this?
It says you can win 2 tickets to Green Bay's home game against Chicago on December 7th.
Or autographed footballs, or a 4-pack of Green Bay Hall of Fame tickets.
You have to enter through Century's Facebook or Instagram.
I'll be entering this on my phone in the deli next to that cheese sample station.
Enter by November 12th.
Life's better with Drive My Way from American Family Insurance because we know it's more than just a car. It's your escape pod, your adventure mobile, your memory maker. And we help protect the dreams that drive you. Personalize what you pay for auto insurance and you could save between 5 and 20%. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Unsafe driving behaviors may increase your rate. Visit amfam.com to learn more. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman on ESPN Wisconsin and the ESPN Wisconsin app.
I've got some famous friends you brought.
Joining us now on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman to solve Alex Strove's puzzle. Strove, do you want to tee Brian up with your puzzle that you're trying to figure out?
I could try. I mean, it's effectively this, Blue. I'm a puzzles guy, right? So I like playing the New York Times crosswords and Wordle and stuff like that. I love puzzles. I love problem solving. And the Packers, for me, every year, I view it as a puzzle. I try to figure out exactly who they are, exactly how good they are. Last year, we kind of knew they were a good team who would beat bad teams, but they probably don't match up that well to really good teams. See the Vikings, the Lions, and the Eagles, 0-6 last year. This year, they're beating good teams. They're losing to bad teams. They're tying mediocre teams. I can't figure them out at all, and now their best weapon on offense is out for the season. It's all bad. Help him.
Yeah, I wish I could. I wish I had more to help you out with. That game Sunday was ugly. I mean, that's like the best way to describe it. It was ugly, and I had a feeling, and I mean, I talked to Homer about this too, and I think it was Thursday. I said if they allow Carolina to hang around in the first half, we're going to see Cleveland. We're going to see Cleveland again, and unfortunately, that's what we saw. Right, like you gave Carolina a ton of confidence, letting them hang around in the first half. That they played exactly the way they wanted to play. Carolina, that was the perfect game for them. The running back played phenomenally. They ran the ball. They controlled it. They shortened that football game down perfectly. Carolina, that game felt so quick in the first half that I think Green Bay maybe had like 3 or 4 possessions, if that. That first quarter was over in a blink of an eye. So, like, Carolina played the perfect game, and Green Bay just they played the furthest thing from it. And you lose your best offensive weapon, in my opinion. Obviously, I think they have some great offensive weapons, but you lose your best offensive weapon, and now you're going to have to find ways to get the offense. And obviously, Golden too. I have no idea what happened to him. With the shoulder, you have no clue what's going on with it. But now you're going to have to find ways to get this offense going again. And it's not going to get any easier Monday night, right? Like, it's not going to be easy Monday night with Philly, and they just signed that kid from Miami, another pass rusher. So, yeah, gonna have to turn things around quick, right? Gonna have to turn things around quick. And as Alex, you always say, this isn't a get-right game against Philly. You don't really get right against Philly, as they say.
Really
tough for you on that one.
But like I do want to know, because there's been a lot of talk about this offensive line and the lack thereof consistency and cohesiveness, and Jordan Morgan not being very good in some of these games. I mean, what are you seeing from the standpoint? Are they ever going to come around to be a better pass protecting and open up holes more consistently for for Josh Jacobs?
Well, I think Jordan Morgan struggled a little bit against Carolina. I mean, what's the big D tackle's name? Brown, I think his name is. This guy's huge. I mean, he's a really good player too. Our interior struggled with him, period. To be honest with you, we struggled against that guy, period. Everyone did. No one really did a good job against him. A lot of holding penalties, didn't really move him in the run game. I mean, Jacobs averaged, I think it was around 5 yards a carry. I think it was 17 for 86. But my question is, like, if that's going well, right? We're running the football well. Why didn't we do it 27 times? Why didn't we do it 30 times? That's my biggest question. So I think the O-line, they can do better. I think they have to do better. But when you throw the ball 37, almost 40 times a game, listen, man, quarterback's going to get pressured. That's the nature of it. When you throw the ball 40 times a game, the quarterback's going to get pressured. That's the reality of it. That's life. That's going to happen. So they need to get better. We know that, but things overall in offense have to get better because 13 points or whatever it was, that's just not going to get it done.
Brian, quick